Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, co-host. Am I a co-host if you're a co-host?
I would imagine so.
I am your co-host, the Ranting Monkey, and he's your other co-host, Dax Orion. How you doing, Dax?
I'm pretty good.
I don't know why that thought suddenly hit me right there. That's just the way my fucking brain works. I'm in a very good place. I've been a little dizzy, but that's no big deal. And shit happens. But I got to see Grand Monkey today, and it was awesome.
Yay!
When I reached out to you earlier, asking you if you were at work, we had done a little stream, and I was trying to find somebody to come on because she wanted to hear something through her new headphones, and she got bored with it before I could get anybody on.
Well, then I don't feel as bad because I was just gonna say, I could have talked to Grand Monkey.
Yeah. I imagine we'll do it again Saturday. We'll see what happens.
Well, we were gonna have that fun thing Saturday, but I guess Grand Monkey is probably better.
Fun. Oh yeah. The fight got canceled. We were gonna do some live streaming about that.
God,
that would have been fun. Unfortunately, somebody was a bitch, and the fight's off. I don't want to name any names. Because it's probably been changed since we last heard.
Yeah.
How was your day, dude? Well, what were you up to today?
Yeah, just, working, all the good crap.
It's weird to do Monkey in the Morning when we both know it's nighttime for us. What do you mean? The fight was last night. Well, kind of, but I was looking forward to a nice beat down, somebody getting their ass beat.
Nice official beat down, so it'd be nice.
Exactly.
Clean. Yeah.
Something that we could all laugh at for the rest of the year. Circus Zero says, I still have a lot of streams to catch up on from yesterday. Yeah, there were some good ones, man. If you're looking for the whole drama thing, I really do recommend. What's his name? Ritika. Somebody help me.
I don't remember.
I've at least remember that it starts with an R now.
Oh, I'll check my stream if somebody else didn't figure it. I think I watched them.
Something Law. I know that. Nick something R. I don't fucking know. I'm so bad with names, man. Rakita, thank you.
Yeah, Rakita Law, whatever it is. Rakita,
Rickety.
Well, I will link that streaming, so if you guys want to find it, assuming it's still in the cache, there you go.
Yeah, it's also on YouTube, guys, so you can check that out. That would be the one I would recommend to watch because that was Tonka's interview, and it was great because Tonka kept saying, I don't want to talk to him. And he goes, but you do agree that he should be able to be heard, right? And he's like, yeah. And so he drops Andy in, and almost immediately Tonka starts yelling. And like, well, you don't have to talk to him just because he's there, man. Let him get out his part of the story and then shut the fuck up. But yeah, that's not something he can do. Shutting the fuck up is definitely not in his skill set.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was just sad to watch, man. It really was.
Funny, sad.
I watched the end of that stream right after we got off last night. Sorry. It was a train wreck, man. It was a fucking train wreck. Prospero says Tonka had a train run on him. Yeah, he did. Because Andy jumped in there for a while, and Andy actually, Tonka is very good at getting people off topic, and he did that with Andy a little bit, but then Andy would bring himself back. Andy did a very good job of doing that. And then Andy jumped off, and Keemstar jumped on, and then Keem jumped off, and Godwin / Zoom, whatever he goes by these days, jumped on. Shit, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know why I'm yawning like a motherfucker right now. But that was a bad part because Zoom actually fucking doxed Tonka live on the air, gave out his fucking address. That's not cool.
Don't do that.
Not cool. If he had mentioned his name, I would have no problem with that, given the fact that this was supposed to be a public fight and it would have been out there. It's part of the public record at this point because he had to go out and get a license for this fight, which did I hear right? He didn't actually even get his fucking license.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that's up on this drama, I only caught part of Worski's stream today, where they actually had Tim on. Tim is the promoter from Valor Fighting, and Tonka went on to Ricketts, whatever it is, and sorry, dude, I'm not being rude here. I'm horrible with names. My audience knows that.
Mm-hmm.
But he goes on there and he's like, well, Tim was telling me one thing, and he's telling Andy the other, and he sends some screenshot to Nick Ricketta. Sorry, guys. Fuck, I'm never gonna get that right.
Nope.
But he sends the screenshot to him. He's like, yeah, it does really look like he's telling you two different things. Well, Andy actually had Tim from Valor Fighting's on his show today, and I wanted to see that part, but by the time Little Butt left and I got here, I'd actually missed most of that conversation. So I'll be watching that later tonight. Tim was on the Ralph Report tonight. Tonka didn't do anything to get his license. Are you fucking kidding me? He didn't even get his... See, I thought that's what I heard on the little bit that I got to catch of Andy today. He didn't even get his fucking license. Yeah, he really wanted to fight. Suck my dick, you lying piece of shit. Polly's paying attention to the title here. Yeah. We've known for a while that Google manipulates shit. But the head of Google, what the fuck is his name? I'm never going to be able to pronounce it, I promise you. Sundar Pichai? Pichai? P-I-C-H-A-I.
Pidgeotto.
Pidgeotto here actually went before Congress, testified before them, and said, we don't do anything manually to manipulate search results.
Fucking lying motherfuckers.
Well, in sworn testimony, Google CEO Sundar Pichai called Congress last month, told Congressman, God damn it, that doesn't, how did I get called out of told?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of them nights. Oh, that dude is disgusting. Get him off my screen. Sorry. Pidgeotto told Congress last month that his company does not manually intervene on any particular search results. Yet an internal discussion thread leaked to Breitbart News reveals Google regularly intervenes in search results on its YouTube video platform. Dun, dun, dun.
Who would have thought?
Including a recent intervention that pushed pro-life videos out of the top 10 search results for abortion. Huh.
Even better.
7 minutes late. Who pays you? Who's 7 minutes late? Us? We didn't have a starting time.
Mm-mm.
We never do. It's just safer that way.
Because you never get screwed up.
Exactly. Oh, fuck. We're like Polly. We're late every day. Polly, you're in the chat. You want to come hang out? I have some questions for you. The term abortion was added to a blacklist file for, quote, controversial YouTube queries, which contains a list of search terms that the company considers sensitive. According to the leak, these include some of the search terms related to abortion, abortions, the Irish abortion referendum, Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters, and anti-gun activist David Hogg. Aren't those...
Anytime I hear David Hogg, I'm just like, you fucking little piggy.
Abortion, abortions, Irish abortion referendum, and then it jumps to Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters and David Hogg. That seems like a weird list.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to start dancing in my seat or something to keep that shit from happening. at the end of our game stream over on 2 Cents Plus, I started to get really fucking dizzy, and I got up and walked and got myself some food, and I was hoping that would bring me back to life, but apparently I died and didn't know it. Anyway, where the existence of the blacklist was revealed in an internal Google discussion thread leaked to Breitbart News by a source inside the company who wishes to remain anonymous. Of course you do. You don't get fired like old James Damore. A partial list of blacklisted terms was also leaked to Breitbart by another Google source. You know what? Here, I got to tell you, Google, you guys fucked up. You really did. Do you remember just not too long ago they had all the people do the walkout at Google?
Oh, yeah.
If you're doing stupid shit like this, you better keep your employees happy. Because if you don't, yeah, they're going to start leaking stuff like this because why wouldn't they? Jack says that's an African-American list. We should Jack the link. Jack, I'm bringing you on. I don't care if you want to come on or not. Come talk with us, Jack. We miss you. By the way, it's Sora Luna's birthday, and I've already sang twice to her. So, but
oh God,
happy birthday to you.
It's that thing.
Yeah. Happy birthday to you. You can talk to me. Happy birthday, dear Sora. Happy birthday to you. There you go. I've sang 3 times now, but it's okay. It was in 3 different streams, so it's okay to do that. Prospero is upset about sausage. I don't know. She hates hot dogs. I don't. Well, you got against hot dogs, sweetie. Let's see. In the leaked discussion thread, a Google site reliability engineer hinted at the existence of more search blacklists, according to the source. Quote, we have tons of white and blacklists that humans manually curate. Hopefully this isn't surprising or particularly controversial. Really? Okay, look, the CEO of your company went before fucking Congress and under oath said there is no human interaction when it comes to doing search results. Yes, this is going to be controversial because it shows he fucking lied under oath. Gentlemen, how are you? Polly, Jack, how are you guys tonight?
Good. We just got done talking to each other.
I know. I'm just glad to be streaming with Jack. It's been so long.
It has. It's been at least 15 minutes.
I know.
Well, that's why I wanted to have you on. I wanted to see how your stream went tonight. Were you guys on time?
Not even close.
In a metaphysical sense, yes, because time is relative
and colonial. So we've decolonized.
Wait, Prospero just called me an asshole. Like 30 minutes ago, she was worried about my health, and now she called me an asshole about the whole sausage thing.
Can't she be worried and also call you an asshole?
She could be, but I think right now she's thinking more about the asshole part.
Well, nobody touches the monkey butt, so.
James Colley says monkey has gone incel. What?
I don't think that's possible. He's married with children. I don't.
Yeah, married
children.
Now, wait. To be fair, he might have meant that monkey's trapped in the basement and can't get up the stairs.
Yeah, that could be too. Yeah, that would be involuntary. But no, I'm good. I'm up and moving around. We're talking about Google being a bunch of dickholes. Is this surprising to anybody?
No,
not at all.
No, it's not. What is kind of surprising, well, vaguely eyebrow raising, is that nobody uses the word fucking perjury when referencing Google executives that lie to Congress.
Yeah, this wasn't just a hey, come sit down with us. This motherfucker was under oath,
right? And they have a word for that.
Yeah,
perjury.
No,
colonization.
And I mean, you saw it when Zuckerberg was talking. Like, I haven't seen somebody like he was Fred Astaireing his way through every answer. It was impossible to pin him down. It's like, is your name in fact Zuckerberg? Well, Senator, that depends on. Like, it got stupid. It was just.
Yeah, it was. Okay, let's see. Here's a partial blacklist leaked to Breitbart. 2117 plane crash Russian. 2118. Oh, these are the numbers. I don't have to read the numbers. Sorry. Plane crash. 19 is N148. I don't know what that means. Next is Florida shooting conspiracy, Florida shooting crisis actors, Florida conspiracy, Florida false flag shooting, Florida false flag, Florida, a lot of Florida David Hogg hoax, David Hogg fake, David Hogg crisis actor, David Hogg forgets his lines. Yeah, you're not allowed to talk bad about David Hogg if you're making a video on YouTube.
Here's the way around that. Take one G off and add the word camera in front, and you're fine.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Know, there's another way around that. Use DuckDuckGo.
There you go.
For real though, like get off the Google train.
Prospero says, lying monkey, I said I was worried, but you're still an asshole. Mocking me, hurting my non-existent feelings. I can't even. I wasn't mocking you, sweetie. I was wondering why you don't like sausage. I don't understand. Hot dogs, bratwurst. Is it all sausage, or I'm just wondering.
Now, I think this is all obviously a reptilian conspiracy by David Hogg's people because he has that big alien head. I think he's a hybrid planted here to make Prospero angry at Monkey about sausages. I don't really know what that's about, but I think it's related.
Sorry. I think that's probably what happened. I didn't even follow what you said. Me
either.
I am wondering why this isn't like the front page news across every news platform right now.
Because if it was, well, okay, I'm going to get conspiratorial. If it was like filtering news results to favor Donald Trump, that's all they talk about for 6 weeks straight.
Absolutely.
Favoring, if it's like what are the filters doing for? Oh, well, that's combating fake news. That's fine. Like, because anything that's not of the narrative is fake news. And so I'm a little jaded on the whole thing.
Let's check out CNN's headline: Trump shutdown nightmare. Over here we got Giuliani can't say if Trump campaign aides colluded. Inside the GM plant where noose and whites only signs were hung.
Really?
Those are their top headlines here. I don't see anything about this shitbag lying to Congress.
When's the headline from? 1940?
Yes, apparently.
Did you see the opinion piece that CNN tweeted out today? America loves to celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King, but does not accept his message.
What?
Oh, yeah. God.
And I responded to it. Skeptalk was the only one who liked it. That's fine. I got a small following. It's just like, yeah, I agree completely, though I think we're not talking about the same thing. Like, I agree with Martin Luther King's thesis. Judge somebody by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. CNN is not on that shit at all, are they?
Was that did the article talk about that, or were they talking about the stupid communist shit?
But no, they were not talking about that. I just made it about that. Like, it's you want to talk about Martin Luther King's message. Well, his most well-known speech, the I Have a Dream speech, had contained his philosophic thesis, and I agree with it completely. It is a good. You should not judge somebody by the color of their skin or the content of their character.
No, Polly.
What?
You have to pay attention to the color of their skin, and that should be part of what you judge them on.
Don't ignore color.
And that way you'll know whether or not they're privileged. And if if you're actually talking to a black radio host and you accuse them of white privilege, it's still fine.
David Webb, man, that's so funny. Yeah, I don't understand how they could say that, because all they do is race bait now.
Oh yeah.
It's like they're trying to recreate the 50s, but without all the actual Klansmen and white supremacists of the time. They're trying so desperately to recapture that magic of standing up and being a real protester, being a real bucking the system counter-revolutionary, that they want that so bad, but without any of the actual work.
Yeah. Scribe's the first one to make that point. Like I always see shades of the Weather Underground with this.
Oh yeah.
Like their rhetoric is as heated as the Weather Underground,
Yeah.
And Antifa has all of the tropes and trappings of wanting to be a communist cadre smashing the fash. I mean, this is right out of Weather Underground's playbook, except that these people were actually willing to plant bombs and blow shit up and go underground. I'm not saying that makes them heroic. I'm saying it makes them committed nut jobs. You guys are halfway committed wannabe nut jobs, and that's even more sad.
See, at least
we have this whole generation that wants to be warriors and fighting against injustice, and there's no injustice left to fight. Not really.
Yeah. Well, there is in the Islamic world, but
you can't
yeah, we don't talk about the third world, dude. Yeah,
right.
just ignore that.
Yeah,
but they so desperately want to be that. I think at some point they're going to drive a few nutcases into doing more insane acts, like we saw Steve Scalise and Rand Paul getting attacked on his lawn. You're going to see more incidents like that, I think, because they keep pushing this narrative. And people build up these boogeymans because they don't get out of their bubbles. But it's not going to be anything like on the scale of the 70s with the race riots or the Weather Underground or anything like that, because these kids are too lazy and kind of dumb. At least the hippies were somewhat educated and they could have a conversation about their beliefs. Even if you disagreed with them, at least they had some formal, reading knowledge to draw from. Even like the Black Panther leadership had some educational background and had some beliefs. These kids are they're very superficial, like an infomercial version of that. They're like the Billy Mays of education. They don't actually seem to know any depth to their beliefs.
It's amazing just reading Twitter, some of the shit you'll read on there. Just absolute hatred. It's already working. I mean, this need to turn people horribly radical. I mean, just look at any of the all men suck bullshit, or all white people suck, or any of this all something sucks shit on the Twitter machine over there.
Mm-hmm.
These are people who obviously have no fucking brain, but they're getting radical, and they want so badly to be part of something. And fuck off, you little douchebags.
Say what you will, I think a large part of that is due to the death of mainstream religion, because a lot of these people would have been fundies back in the day.
But I just see these people, they're wanting so bad to be part of a movement that means something, and they just latch on. They latch on to whatever stupid shit happens to be said.
Yeah. And they can't differentiate between reality and fiction.
Okay. Also, I mean, I remember this interview where there's a certain YouTuber named Benjamin Boyce, and I talk about him a bunch of times because I think his channel's great. He does a whole bunch of stuff around Evergreen State College. Mm-hmm. And he does interviews in and around it, not so much the particular happenings there, but what led to it. And he was doing a documentary on it and stuff. He interviews this one guy who's a senior over at Columbia, and he was raised in a leftist environment that he didn't understand as such until he got out of it, so to speak, until he went elsewhere, and then he realized, oh, wow, I was raised around a pretty progressive liberal group, where that seemed, quote, normal, because that's the way everybody was. He goes, and then I got around real progressives when I went to college. And he was part of that crowd until he started to question it. I love the phrases that he used to describe them. The social superpower. He goes, you're asking somebody who can just say, no matter whoever they're talking to, if the person doesn't look like them, they can just say, yeah, but X. They automatically win the argument. And X, of course, is you're an ist, you're a phobe, privilege,
oh, sure,
whatever, right? He goes, now you're talking to a young person who's ambitious. Usually they're fairly bright, or at least smart generally, and you just presented them with the power to win every argument, talk down to everybody, and not only win, but then be applauded and lauded by your peer group for being righteous for doing so.
And everybody stood up and clapped.
And, yeah, right. But in a lot of cases, everybody does. If you see those Evergreen videos, people literally do, right? And it's like, well, that part of that question in that interview, fascinating interview, he asked him, well, do you think that Evergreen's suffering the backlash? And he makes this great point, that guy from Columbia. He says, what backlash? He says, you don't understand. They went back to their peer group who were like, yeah, you really stuck it to the man. You took over the president's office.
Thank you. Fucking thank you.
It's like, they don't care what the media is saying. That's the man. That's the enemy.
Quick. Christian, thank you so much. PC, anybody remember Andrew Dice Clay? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't get away with that now because
Not
we have
even
a
close.
bunch of puritanical authoritarians running around like the little cultists they are, and they go back to their little bubble, and everybody gives them little internet backpats and pee-pee touches.
Well, do you
and they have
remember
group hugs?
the chick who stopped the flight because that guy was being deported?
Right.
Yeah, and he was a pervy weirdo.
Yeah. He was wasn't he a sex offender?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter to them because it's the concept. It's the intention.
Yeah,
it's not the execution. It's the intention. Which
she got all applauded. And fuck off. You good job. You kept a sexual predator in your company. God damn it, in your country.
Yeah, but
Smart.
they don't care about that because it's about how they feel and how they look to their peers. And these kids, I mean, they have no consequences in their lives anymore. There's no repercussions for anything they do. It's all participation awards and congratulations everywhere they go. I mean, you might as well roll red carpet out for these assholes.
Well, that was kind of my point, because so often I hear this fucking nonsense, and I'm sorry, guys. I know I've been beating this drum that there's no nobody's really following these kids. This doesn't have any impact on our society. It's just in these colleges. But you guys aren't understanding. This shit is happening, and it's happening on a mass scale across the fucking country, across the fucking world, really. The entire Western world.
It's been getting worse for the past 20 years, because when I was in college in the 90s, this was just starting, and it's really ramped up since then. And these kids will be out of college before much longer, and they are already having kids. And that means they're going to indoctrinate their kids and go out into the other fields, especially education, and teach the next generation.
Yeah, that's been a big part of it. The teachers who are teaching college now, I mean, they came up when this shit was starting, and they embraced it, and now they're the ones teaching the next generation, and it's just going to keep getting worse until somebody says, "Stop these fucking morons."
I would argue that it's more, for want of the bad word, sectionalized than that. Like, you had departments that didn't exist a number of years ago, like gender studies, and sociology was taken over in a big way. I kid you not, guys, it used to be a very respectable field. Not anymore, but like when you read the stuff from like the 60s from American Political Science Review that was being published by sociologists back in the day, it was great social science. Now it's gone mad. It's just gender studies and interdisciplinary studies run fucking amok. Yeah. Right. And it's leaking over into political science, I'm sorry to say, but it is. Those people who
it's leaking over into math.
Over into math. And this is my point, over into engineering and over into physics and over into biology, like biological sciences and stuff, because the people that got degrees in those things stayed as administrators. And then when they were administrators, like running the faculties and such, they were sitting on the committees. What's the power? The power is the social superpower that guy from Columbia said. It's like, we need equal amounts of females on these boards. And it's that's a gender thing. Shouldn't it not be based upon merit? You're a sexist. No, I'm not. And the person shuts up. It's a powerful stick, ists and phobes that they wield. You know, it's...
Well, we have that actual law in California where every corporation has to have a board that is 50-50. Male and female.
If that's not challenged in the first year, it'll become more widespread throughout the country. I guarantee it.
What are we talking about here in chat? Streams. Okay, I see what you guys are talking about. I need to take a broke. There was a Freudian slip. A break here to talk about our sponsor. Monkey in the Morning is sponsored by the Ranting Monkey, and if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so at this link or at the little $sign at the bottom. Guys, don't forget to shill your shit because I'm too lazy to do it. With that, I've watched this happen, and it's so sad to me because it started with them going after comedy, because that's what you have to do first. You got to stop the people who are making jokes. And you do that because they're making jokes that are what's the word I'm looking for here? Controversial. They're edgy. So you go after that first, and then once you got people going, yeah, you shouldn't joke about that. Then you can stop them from talking about it seriously as well. Well, if you can't, I mean, we don't talk about that anymore. Yeah. And I've seen that, and that started in the late '80s. And you're absolutely right, Jack. In the '90s, this shit just exploded, and it got to the point where we are now, where it's fucking retarded. I want to show you guys a tweet because this is it's not exactly on topic, but it kind of is, because this is this situation here. It's grown out of this nonsense, and it fucking blows my mind. This picture here comes with the tweet, and Twitter has changed itself a little bit, so I hate the new Twitter, you fucking assholes. It looks like my phone now, which I fucking hate. But anyway, it's where's the actual tweet? It says, "What is the point of sitting like this?"
Morons.
Well, they have their evil penis and balls in there. That's why. And men have narrower hips, which is a hate fact.
It's two guys sitting beside each other, and they're not.
They're manspreading, Polly.
They're manspreading, Polly.
I commented on that part where it's two guys sitting next to each other.
They're manspreading. What is the reason of doing it? Now, I want you to notice something here.
Sensible shoes?
At the very bottom of the screen, at the very bottom of the picture,
yeah,
you can see her knees. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
Or is that I thought those were two different people.
There are two different people. Yes, there are.
How do you know that?
Because of different colored
look
pants?
Look at that belt or the purse loop, the very top that's closest to the guys. If you can see that gray, notice how there's a small curvature there that isn't speckled or spackled, whatever you call it.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the knee. That is the inside of a knee.
Okay, and now follow that same loop. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You see that? Go
see
up.
What?
Go slightly up.
Uh-huh.
Left. More left. Up. Some more left. Right there. That's another knee.
I think he's right.
You're right. I stand corrected. That is another knee there. Damn, how did you see that?
Because I'm a spastic.
You must be.
Wow. If we throw down a bunch of kernels of corn in front of you, are you going to count them all like a vampire?
I'm actually very good at that jelly bean game where you put jelly beans in a jar and you got to guess.
Oh my God.
And he gets it every. It's because of how many Skittles he eats. Real quick. Yeah, thank you, Christian Delome, who says every pendulum swings back from millennials to Gen Y. We'll address that in just a second. Over on the Streamlabs. Thank you so much, Prospero. You guys give me hope, but the rest of the world gives me big sad. These intersectional assholes are taking 10 giant steps backwards, but at least y'all see it. Well, I want to talk about that. This actually goes with the whole pendulum thing. The pendulum broke off. It fucking broke off, and it is flying through the air to the left, hard left, and it's going to land. It's not going to swing back. I've been watching this literally for what is this, 30 fucking years?
Yeah.
And it just gets worse. And I keep hearing this, that it's going to swing back. And I hope it does. I really do. But I have seen no indication that it will. Because like Polly just pointed out, anybody who starts talking against this shit, what do we hear? The isms and the ists. That's sexism or you're a sexist. That's racism or you're a racist. No matter what. Do you think a comedian should be able to say anything they want on stage? Well, obviously you're a sexist if you think that. Do you think this nonsense about manspreading is fucking bullshit? Well, that must mean you're a fucking sexist. Because those two guys, they're taking up way too much space there. They should be squishing their balls so that women have a place to put their purse next to them.
I know you like the Twitter there, Monkey. Oh, you got a super chat there.
Yeah, let me get this. Terry Diamondis, thank you. How dare those men have testicles and narrow hips? This is an outrage. Off with their heads, not necessarily the one on their neck. Yeah, indeed. What were you going to say there, Polly? I'm sorry.
No, sorry. Before, I know you like the Twitter machine, but the Twitter machine is a fucking sewer. I'm sorry, there's no way fucking around it. But there used to be, groups of friends. You had that one asshole who would talk about like his little conspiracy theories and talk about his little angers in the world, and you would just kind of be like, everyone would be looking at each other like, yeah, okay, anyway, moving on. Like,
reptilian menace is real, Polly.
What'd you say?
The reptilian menace is real.
Hey, I love the reptilian menace. You
But,
used to have to go to weirdo bookstores like that were located inside of the back corner of a head shop to find books about this. Now you can go on Twitter. Don't get me wrong, I love the reptilian conspiracy theory. It's one of my favorites. But that and cloud people. But the when we're talking about like everything's racist, everything's sexist, and you need to point it all out, that used to be small time. It used to be the asshole in your group, the one person. Now those assholes have found a way to connect each other online and give each other online pee-pee touches, and that's fucking Twitter.
I would argue it's Facebook. I would argue Facebook started it.
I started it.
If Facebook and Twitter went away, you would see a demonstrable decrease in these things. But it's double-edged. I mean, Donald Trump was able to reach his constituents by Twitter, so you know.
I think if they went away, just something else would pop up in its place.
Yeah, we're past the Rubicon on that one.
I'm fine with that as long as it's not Jack and company running it. I want it decentralized. I want more little groups. Okay, everybody talks about Reddit and Tumblr. Okay, Tumblr, they're festering over on Tumblr. Yeah, but they're festering amongst themselves and radicalizing each other and convincing each other that they have more and more diseases and disorders and genders. Fine, keep doing that over there, but don't infect the rest of the normies.
It's too late. They've already gotten it in. See what happened in the 90s. And give me a second to get to my point. What happened in the 90s was when political correctness kind of went out of favor. It just went underground and they worked themselves into administrative positions. That's what they're doing with these social media sites. That they start out now with some progressive agenda, but all these people get into like the trust and safety councils or whatever kind of 1984 name they can come up with, where they're overseers. The SPLC is doing that very, very well. So what they'll do is they infect it through that means. They don't actually have, if they get into Gab and they get in as administrators or on the observation board or whatever, then they're going to be the ones that make those arbitrary decisions as to who's good and who's bad. Those are the real positions of power. So if they can weasel their way into those positions, you're never going to get them out. Once they're in, that company has to pretty well die, because getting them out makes you subject to lawsuits then. Because these people are all super litigious.
So here's the thing. You blame it on Twitter and Facebook. So basically, social media made it easier for these assholes to connect.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily disagree with that. However, this shit has been building since the 80s.
Yeah, and it's not going to go away easily.
It's been getting mainstreamed. It's been getting mainstreamed for, I mean, the one that I always go back to, it was Dennis Miller, and he was interviewing Halle Berry. You can still watch this on YouTube. The clip is up there, and this is from like back in the 90s. This is back when he still had what the fuck was his show called?
Dennis Miller Show
Live.
Dennis Miller Live.
Yeah, Dennis Miller Live. And he this was when the debate was coming up. Should race be considered when you're talking about stuff? And he actually asked Halle Berry this, and I'm sitting there waiting for this black woman to go, no, race isn't. Martin Luther King told us, content of character. And instead, she goes, yeah, I think it should. And I'm like, oh. And this was getting mainstream then. The different, I actually think Twitter and Facebook and all of these things are a good thing because you can get some pushback. Back when it was just, whatever networks there were, you didn't get a pushback. You only got their side of things. Mm-hmm. You only had these people up there going, it's bad if you don't consider what black people have gone through when you're talking to them. And everybody's like, yeah, it's like we should. If you laugh at a racist joke, that means you're racist. And yeah, because there was no counter argument. And I get what you're saying, Polly, about it actually needs to be open. But at least you can push back in some ways on Twitter and Facebook and these things. If you do, I mean, you can't go out there and start. I don't know why this is what popped into my head, but being a Sargon, you can't go out there and start sending black dick pics to a fucking racist dude, because that doesn't accomplish anything.
Unfortunately, there will be casualties, but this is literally a culture war. This is going to determine the direction the country takes. for the next 50, 60 years easily.
I
And
think,
So you take Sargon seriously when he calls himself an activist now?
me? No, but we'll get to that in just a second. Christian, thank you so much again. Twitter is a sour, but the counterculture is still conservative. Puritans just bubble and die. I think we're actually coming back to our Puritan roots in many ways.
oh, absolutely.
I'll be back in just a second. I just got to go switch my laundry.
I linked a hat that one of our lovely viewers linked me the other day. I want you to take a look at it. It's in the Hangout.
Let me take a look at this. Bam. Make Orwell fiction again.
Yeah, there's some T-shirts of that.
That's awesome.
Tina Cocos has some. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Funny,
the nice thing about social media is that while you can do some pushback.
Mhm.
There will be people that are booted off and blacklisted. Alex Jones has been completely unpersoned off the majority of the internet.
Oh, did you see what happened to him today?
With Roku, yeah.
Yeah.
And
For those of you who
unfortunately,
haven't, real quick, Roku had put an Alex Jones thing on there. Jones says it wasn't actually part of InfoWars. It was like a fan thing. But within a day, it got pulled down because of, quote, user feedback about how horrible he is. Go ahead, Jack. I'm sorry.
oh no, I was just saying that we can expect to see a lot more of that, people being unpersoned in that regard. And that's awful, but it unfortunately will have to happen because people will have to see the true results of what this sort of authoritarianism does to someone. And it's going to ruin a lot of lives, but those people are going to be the brave soldiers that take the first bullet at Boston or whatever, because this is unfortunately a necessity.
Here's the thing. One, Jones got it over some bullshit. Even if you don't like his conspiracy theories and stuff, the way they went after him was just utter nonsense. But Dinah just said, Crowder's coming back tomorrow, and Crowder's doing it right.
Yeah,
he makes some jokes and stuff, but he stays within the lines.
But he's the person they go after third or fourth. They
Sure.
start out with the fringe people that everyone's like, all right, the guy's kind of a nut, but whatever. And you don't mind if they get rid of him so much. But then they slowly move the Overton window so that they can take out the next person who is a lot less controversial. And soon, before you know it, it's average people that they unperson.
Devil Fruit Zero says, Ranting Monkey, even the Sandy Hook stuff. Yeah, even the Sandy Hook stuff. Jones, from what I have seen, and nobody's shown me anything differently, he never actually said the Sandy Hook stuff was fake. He was putting people on his show who said that. And then the doxing stuff Alex Jones did was a bit messed up. Who'd he dox? And I know he got blamed for the shooting at the pizza place.
Yeah, the whole Pizzagate scandal thing.
Yeah. And again,
no one actually got shot there, though.
No, it was a dude who shot while he was there. I don't blame people for what their audience does unless they say go out and do this. And I haven't heard any clip of Alex Jones saying somebody needs to go shoot this place up. Alex Jones is an entertainer, and he's no different than who was the guy that used to do the overnight show? Used to talk about aliens and stuff all the time.
Yeah, Bell or George Norrie. Coast to Coast AM. Clive Lewis.
Yeah. I
Ground Zero with Clive Lewis.
No, it wasn't Clive
I know
Lewis.
them all.
It was Coast to Coast AM, but I forget who was the host.
George Norrie, or the original one was Art Bell. George Norrie.
Art Bell, that's who I'm talking.
Yeah.
Art Bell. Art Bell was a fucking lunatic. Thank you, Christian, who says Art Bell. Thank you for the donation. He was a fucking lunatic, and if you listen to him, he talked about all kinds of fucking conspiracy theories.
Those are called fun things, Monkey.
You know what?
Reptilians.
Alex Jones got fucking hosed. Devil Fruit says, gotcha. He didn't actually say it. He platformed people who did. Yeah, and if you go back through TV history and radio history, stuff like this happened all the time. The problem with Alex Jones is he also preaches conservative stuff where most of the loons just stick with their loon shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had to go. And they got him on some really stupid shit. And one of the criticisms of him was that people started bothering the families of the Sandy Hook victims.
Well, that's not his fault, though.
Again, it's not unless he told people to do it. I fucking hate this shit.
Well, by that same logic, like Van Jones is responsible for a lot of Antifa attacks.
Yeah. What about the shooting of Scalise?
Yeah. But that's okay because that guy had the right politics.
Exactly. That's what it boils down to in too many things. And this is why I really do like platforms like Twitter. As long as you stay within certain lines, you can get away with quite a bit and push back. Thank you, Christian. Corpse censoring speech. I'm not for any censoring of speech. I'm tired of that shit. And we need to get back to a place in this country where we actually give a fuck about the First Amendment and not just the free press. It is amazing how much the press only gives a fuck about free press. They don't pay any attention to any other part of the First Amendment.
Well, no, they have their own agenda.
Yeah, exactly. The First Amendment, free speech is in there, you fucking dicks.
Well, that includes hate speech, though, and we're not allowed to have that.
Well, I know. We can't have that old hate speech. It might make somebody feel bad.
No, my fifis. I can't wrap myself in enough participation awards to make myself feel better.
Bunch of thin-skinned pussies.
That's the problem. These things have never ended well when we have societies like this, because this is not the first time this has happened.
Sure.
It won't be the last, but it always ends in tears. So you take it to its logical conclusion. You either end up in a revolution or in an invasion, and neither of those would be good. Say that's conspiratorial all you want.
This actually goes back to the pendulum. I want the pendulum to swing back. There's people who, my culture war. Fuck off. It's actually what it is. That is a very good way to put it. There's a very real war of ideas and how we should there was who was it? Beto O'Rourke. We read a story tonight about him because he did a 2-hour interview with fuck, I don't care. I think it was the Washington Post. And the only thing that we really got out of it, there were two things we got out of it. One, Beto O'Rourke doesn't know what he's running for. He doesn't. He literally has no fucking clue. And when I say that, I mean that's how he answered a whole bunch of questions. Was basically, I don't know. But the other thing we learned is that this asshole actually said, we really have to sit down and decide whether or not the way this country was set up is how we need to be now. Basically saying, I'm not sure I believe in the Constitution.
Of course not. It's limiting.
I very much believe in the Constitution, and that is him firing the first shot. And no, motherfucker. Now, see, this is why I don't blame Alex Jones for what his audience says, because I'm telling you right now, if this man even gets close to the White House, it is a bad thing for America. What would happen to us is going to be horrific because he thinks like that. I don't want anybody to do anything to him. But if some crazy's listening to me right now, go, what? We got to take it. No, that's not my fault. You mean I don't know O'Rourke? Yeah, this motherfucker. I don't know. Well, how would you fix this? I don't know. He actually said he has to go somewhere and sit down and think about it. All of this stuff.
All the time thinking, and yet none of it actually accomplishing anything that would be even remotely a thought.
Dude, it was amazing. Just no answers for anything. But he's pretty sure that the Constitution is probably not working for us anymore.
Like, it works just fine if you let it work.
The majority of the Constitution is a very basic framework. Very basic. You can
As it should be.
Yes. You can run the country mostly however you fucking want, as long as you don't violate these simple rules. And that's how it should be. That's why it works, is because you can run the country, in many different ways and adapt, but not, you can't adapt quickly because that's fucking stupid. Reactionary government is not a good idea.
No, it's a horrifying idea.
It really is. And anyway, we have to talk about my sweetheart real quick. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah.
The Democrats have come out and told us she's going to be teaching Democrats how to use Twitter.
Oh, that'll succeed.
Well,
look, Grandma, you just hit TV, then you hit up.
Wubby. Twitter. How do I spell dot?
She didn't get Twitter famous because of how she uses her Twitter. She got Twitter famous because her name kept coming up in the news and people would search for her. She's going to go teach these people how to do that, though. Good luck. But yesterday at this point, she actually said that she wants to run train of the progressive agenda. Run a train, y'all.
Oh, like I said on Twitter, I want a low number.
That is a really weird phrase for a congresswoman to be using to describe how she's gonna get policy through.
Hey, whatever works in politics, right?
Look, I've said on this show before, I think she's probably been banged in the bathroom of that bar she worked at, and now I want to amend that to she's probably been banged in a train in that barbecue in that restaurant she worked at.
How do you think she paid her rent before?
No shit.
Dude, I totally would have banged her.
But man, if you're more than like number 2, it's gonna be
too messy.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just free lube, baby.
She's yeah. Democrats, good luck with that one, and good job bringing whore girl up.
Oh, she's gonna be a gaff machine for 6 years, dude.
It's gonna be so good though.
It'll be longer than that because who's going to challenge her?
She's mentally challenged. You can't challenge somebody that mentally challenged.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's her twin, Tweedledee, doing?
She's not gonna. There's nobody in Brooklyn who's going to challenge because she's famous, so they'll leave her alone, and she'll be in Congress till she looks like Maxine Waters.
Ooh.
Yeah, unless the AIDS test come back negative. Or positive. Whoops. Yeah, Miss Cortez.
That's the future of America, buddy.
Republicans say Trump shouldn't declare a national emergency with the wall because next, a Democratic president could declare one for climate change. Yeah, let's make sure there's no mission creep with national emergencies and we start declaring real ones. Bill Maher, you're a fucking moron.
I think I liked him.
Well, back when he was actually not a partisan shill, he was actually pretty funny and insightful. But he has gone full, which is a weird tact for a libertarian to take. I remember seeing it during the 2016 election, a lot of very, very liberal people, the kind of government shouldn't let this happen kind of people, declaring themselves libertarians. And I'm like, do you know what they stand for? You're the kind of person who thinks hate speech is real, and you're calling yourself a libertarian?
Yeah, Tim Pool's my favorite for that.
He pissed me off so much with the whole the Sargon thing. him talking about I hate speech. It's a real thing, and I don't think people should be doing it. Like, fuck you. Just fuck you. Anybody who thinks hate speech is real can suck my nut because you're a fucking moron. No, Prospero. AOC didn't say she was a libertarian. Just people in the I was talking about people in the 2016 election. Judge Ugly, left-wing libertarian, oxymoron. Yeah, it's fucking. And Prospero just said the same thing. Yeah, it is. But they claim it. Thank you, Terry Diamandis. Do you think the reason Cortez never competed in the Olympics is that she did the wrong kind of training?
Very nice.
I think there's probably been one or two free clinic scares, to be honest with you.
Oh, she'd be my silver medal, baby.
Oh man, I'm telling you that she's probably got something that'll make you itch forever.
She'd be my participation award.
Yeah. And they would save money making the statue because there's no ass. Yeah.
I want to talk about no ass.
Uh-oh. Before you left, you'd asked me if I thought that Sargon was actually an activist now.
Well, he uses the word, and I was just curious.
No, I wanted to address it though, and then you left right after you asked the question. I'm like, you dick.
I had to change my laundry out. What?
I'm just saying.
I'm adulting.
Adult on your own time. No, I think he's an activist? No, but I do think that he has enough of an audience that when he says things, people listen.
Okay.
And so when he does stupid shit like sending gay porn to people, it's going to cause other people to do it, and that dilutes the argument. Again, he's not telling people to do it, so I don't blame him for what they're doing. But I do think when you see somebody big do that, and it's like, oh, that is very funny, I'm going to do the same thing. Suddenly, the whole argument like against the alt-right is lost because all you're doing is sending them fucking dick pics.
So you would consider Sargon to be somebody who's a more serious arguer, despite his shit posty tendencies.
No, I think people see him that way. I don't think he's a very good arguer at all. I think he's seen what he is versus what he's seen as are two different things. In all honesty, he is just a shit poster.
And what do you care? I mean, you just undermined your own argument. He's just a shit poster. What does it matter what people think? Because his reputation is not that.
Because of how he's seen.
So because he has a reputation that's this way, what, he should be more conscientious of that and not shitpost him that way?
He sits on the fence of whether he's a shitposter or if he's a pseudo-intellectual.
No, I think he's a detriment because he is a shitposter who poses as a serious intellectual. And
so you think that he thinks of himself as a serious intellectual?
He absolutely does. Absolutely.
Okay. So how do you reconcile the shitposting tendencies with that? He's just all fucked. He's just all fucked up, or
you can't. The only thing you can do is a louder voice needs to come up with who's actually serious, and I don't think we'll see that because shitposting is what people want.
Yeah, it gives you that visceral dopamine hit so that you can feel better about it. But when he does a serious video, that tends to do pretty well for him, so he still does those when he really wants to just be a shit poster.
Yeah, if you go back through his timeline, I mean, that's how he came up, was just a shit poster, and then somehow it became, oh, look how intellectual he is, and like, are you actually listening?
And real intellectuals like Teal Deer are fucking boring, dude.
Yes, fuck. Okay, real quick, Christian, thank you. Get some good on me. I can't type what I really want to say. Sure, you can.
I mean, try again. Keep trying until you get it right.
Indeed. What was your question there, Polly?
Ryan Walters makes an interesting point. Sargon is better at he's better at deconstruction commentary than he is at debating. Yeah,
that's fair.
Sure.
So to call him like a debater, I wouldn't try and argue that Sargon's a good debater. I think he's actually a fairly poor one. Do I think he's good at expressing his ideas? Do I think he's good at deconstructing the arguments of others? Yeah, very much so. I think he's very good at standing his ground as a classic liberal as well. I don't know. I fail to see the point that you're making. Like, it's just Sargon has a big following and a bunch of people like him because he's a shitposter, but then a bunch of people also think that he's a serious person and therefore he should be conscientious of that and not be shitposting, even though he hasn't done it in like what, 2 years.
You're missing my point. My point wasn't, I wasn't telling Sargon how to live his life at all. I was just pointing out people like Sargon end up fucking up the debate because they can't make a decision over what they are. Because even when he's shitposting, he doesn't shitpost in any kind of witty way. He's base. It's the lowest form of comedy there is, which is fine. And he can live his life however the fuck he wants to. I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying people like him are completely diluting it because you have people who take him as a serious person and he's really not. He sees himself that way and he's really not. But those are the kind of,
I guess that's what I'm not clear on. Diluting it. What's it?
The debate.
Which one?
Any of them.
Any debate that Sargon engages in, he dilutes it by being involved in it.
Yes.
I see.
Because his behavior is schizophrenic.
Yes.
Sometimes he wants to be taken very seriously. Other times he doesn't want to be taken seriously at all. And he hasn't decided which of those two worlds he wants to stay in. And it makes people confused as to what he's trying to do. Because he has two different types of followers. And the ones that follow him for the shit posting don't understand the intellectual aspect. And the ones that are there for the intellectual argument don't always know when he's shit posting.
Okay.
And
that's
I mean, I don't have an opinion one way or another. I was just curious as to what you were saying and why, if you don't care about Sargon, you talk about him so much.
I don't care about Sargon. I just it's the reason I'm saying I think it dilutes the argument and it makes things worse in the long run. I don't care what he does. He can do it however he wants to. Him getting deplatformed everywhere, I will argue for his right to be platformed everywhere. I just think in when it comes time to actually affect change, which he seems to want to do, he's hurting the argument, whatever argument it is he's in, because he, as Jack just said, he can't seem to figure out what the fuck he wants to do.
Well, I don't know. He's kind of like quote unquote serious up, at least by his own admission. I don't really follow everything he does, so he might still be shit posting, but this is his claim. If you take it at his face value that he actually is trying to do that, I have noticed he's doing, long form interviews with people now, and he's doing the UKIP thing. He said a while back, it's like, okay, you want me involved, you want to see leadership out of me, then fuck it, I'll do it, even though I just want to do my shitty little game and shit post. I want to develop my shitty little video game he's been trying to do forever and shit post. That's what he wants to do. And he also claims is like, I didn't really understand a lot of these things until I started doing the reading on my own. And that's why he starts talking about all this political philosophy and stuff. Now, I don't know. Is he still shit posting on the side heavily like he used to like 2-3 years ago? Is he?
Well, you have right after he joins UKIP, he gets into this argument with Medicare.
Right.
Which was nothing but shit posting between the two of them back and forth. There was no serious debate in that at all.
You're proposing that somebody has a serious debate with Medicare?
I'm proposing that if you're going to call yourself serious and say you're taking it serious, you don't even talk to Medicare.
Yeah.
That whole thing between those two, what Sargon should have done is ignored it. The sniping at his ankles, ignore it. If you want to be a serious politician, you don't.
Well, if you take the guy's again, if you take what he's saying at face value, and he might be just like lying about it. He says he has no political ambitions, that he doesn't want to be an elected politician. Now he could be fucking lying. Let's say, just for the sake of argument in the conversation, that he's not. Then it doesn't. That's not really neither here nor there. He's an internet personality activist, so that doesn't really matter then. He has somebody coming at him, questioning him, somebody, i.e. Medicare, coming at him, questioning him, saying he's going to destroy him, bringing up the whole dead baby thing, trashing him everywhere on the internet, everywhere he goes. And the Sweetie Squad's following him around and fucking with him, coming up with everything they can say to fucking anger him, to the point where he gets so fucking mad on a little small channel that he ends up saying the shit that ended up getting him kicked off
Let's talk
Patreon.
about that. Okay, time out. The stuff that he was responding to, you can actually hear him read what he's responding to. It's no, because he's like, you white nationalists. There was nothing white nationalist that he was responding to that was said to him. Somebody called him, said he was acting posh. And that's part of when he had his meltdown.
Yeah, the posh thing, the Smuckles thing, the whole thing that follows him around. There's nothing fresh about that. Huffing his own farts was said repeatedly in there, and we all know where that comes from. I mean, what? He's haughty, he's arrogant, he's pompous, the list goes on and on. I mean, but this had been following him around for a while, and he got fucking pissed off over it. I think he totally overreacted. I think it was a dumb fucking move on his
But
part.
again, see,
but again, what has that got to do with him not being serious or diluting an argument?
Well, again, that comes more from him joining UKIP and then getting into a fucking internet argument with Medicare. You have to make up your mind of which one you want to be, and there's no problem trying to ride that line. I just don't think if he is trying to ride that line, he's not doing it well.
Ah, so that's where we've arrived at. Is he's trying to ride the line, and he just didn't do it well. I could understand that.
If that's what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to be serious. Mm-hmm. I think he's whether or not he wants to be a politician or not. I mean, that doesn't mean he doesn't want to affect policy. That doesn't mean he doesn't want to be a kingmaker. If somebody asked me, do you want to go into politics? I would be like, fuck no, but I would love to help make a king. I'd rather be the kingmaker than the king.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Medicare and the thing with all of them, Coach Cringe and all of them, it predates all of his getting serious stuff. It was like personal with them. We hate this guy with the Kraut thing and everything. Like it was a camp thing. Yeah, but see, this is where I'm getting at with where I think it dilutes the message. All right. Let's say somebody starts following Sargon because he's having a really serious political conversation, and they're like, this guy's making a lot of sense. He's making a lot of sense. And then you turn around and see him arguing with somebody over Applebee's outfits. Right. I mean, I just think people like that actually do more to hurt the conversation, whatever the conversation is, than they help. So just so I can understand, can you point out an example of the worst? Or a description, like maybe not somebody particularly, but like what would be an example of like the worst form of that and then the best form of it? Meaning the best form, somebody who wants to be serious and stays deadly serious, somebody who doesn't want to be serious and just totally fucks around and they're a shit poster extreme.
I don't know that I can point to one on the internet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what would be a description? You don't have to point to somebody.
If it takes, you want to take somebody who's like been a shit poster but becomes serious,
or somebody who just is serious and always has been and still is.
No, hang on. I have an answer for you. Okay. I would say Al Franken. Right. Al Franken is somebody who is a comedian, but he decided he wanted to run for the Senate. And he cleaned himself up and ran for the Senate. Yes, I know he got in trouble for jokes, but he dug into policies like, this is what I want to do. I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to become a politician. Right. He didn't then, go out and, do chuckles on Friday nights. He didn't hit up open mic nights to talk about dicks.
Shame, because that might have been funny.
It would have been funny, but I mean, he's a senator. He had a job to do. He if you want to be taken serious, then you have to act serious. The closest I don't know if there's anybody online, maybe Shapiro, as a person who's actually serious and doesn't screw himself up with his jokes, because he still makes jokes and stuff.
Right.
But
pretty milquetoast. They don't go.
You're never going to hear Shapiro out there calling people, white Negroes.
Right.
But when it comes to the other where it's just like horrible shit posting, I mean, there's I don't know if I can give you examples, but there's tons of people out there who think they're funny and they just say really horrific things rather than actually anything intellectual.
Why do I feel like that's aimed at me?
Yeah, Jack. No, you see him all the time in comments on Twitter. I'm just saying that for you.
That dog asked me why I don't like Creedence. This is like having a pine cone shoved in my ass. Like Creedence Clearwater Revival.
What's wrong with them?
That's what I'm saying. It's like I didn't realize they had come up. Is that who you're referring to, Duck Dog? I'm not following, man.
I think there's a lot of people who try to help the conversation, but most of them never get big. The ones who just don't know where the line is. And I think go ahead.
The fact that we bother to listen to Shapiro, right? Those who do, I should say, or are aware of him, because there's lots of political commentators out there. There's Mark Levin. There's he's on CRTV with Crowder. He's the CRTV guy. How many people watch Mark Levin? Like you know what?
Like,
Levin's
a great example.
What's that?
Say Crowder's a great example. Somebody who can ride the line and it doesn't hurt the message he's sending.
Now, this is a guy who painted a picture of Muhammad with shit as a sketch bit, and you're talking about people that are being shit posty and diluting the message.
Yeah,
but he wasn't just shit posting. Well, I guess in that case he literally was, but he was actually trying to make a commentary while making a joke out of it.
There's no political commentary to white nigger. There's just none.
Yeah,
literally none.
There's none with.
So is that the whole thing that you're focused on? Because you brought up first the gay dick pics.
I think you're getting Polly. I think.
I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit. I'm being what?
Oh, you're getting wrapped up in the nuance.
And I'm failing to catch the overall point. I would agree with that. What is the overall point here?
The overall point is that he's getting caught up in these arguments over trivialities and insults.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to disagree that he got caught up in some shit that he shouldn't have, but he had people nipping at his heels for a long time. I don't know if I could have stood it. I'd like to think it's like, Sargon, you should have just kept doing what you're doing. If he would have asked me for my advice, not that he would, I would have said, dude, what are you even involved in this shit for, man? Keep going ahead with what you were doing. It was definitely a backtrack for him. It was a bad move. But then we started talking about a combination of being serious and shit posting. I would argue that the reason that I don't think it's a very hard argument to make, that a big reason for the fact that he's, a little shy of 1 million fucking followers right now is that combination. If he was deadly serious only, he probably wouldn't be this big. And if he was just a shit poster, because he's not that excellent at it, he wouldn't be this big either. It's a combination thereof that keeps people tuning in. Because he does crack jokes and people do enjoy the content to the point of 890,000 subs. I think it's that sub count more than anything that keeps people talking about the guy and keeps people hating on the guy, to be blunt.
I think sub count has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
The amount of influence is represented by those numbers, and that is what we're talking about. The amount of people
the amount of influence,
right?
And that just means there's more people getting this confused fucking message coming out.
What's the confusion of the message? I'm a bad shit poster at times, and the rest of the time, here's my political commentary. Where's the confusion?
What is the political commentary of gay porn?
So that is the issue for you from 3 years ago.
It's one of the issues, absolutely. Okay. And it's not from 3 years ago. I haven't been on here for 3 years, and it's been since I was here.
Internet time. Okay, what, 2 years, year and a half? I don't.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years at the latest.
Okay. What was the political commentary? He was just trolling. Like I said, that was his words. He said, I was just trolling alt-righters because what would they like least than seeing interracial gay porn? Okay.
Yeah, but what does that accomplish? Seriously, what he did there was get himself banned from Twitter. So what you have somebody like Alex Jones who did nothing to get fucking deplatformed all over. And then you have somebody like Sargon who keeps going over that fucking line over and over and over. And what do we see? We see everybody fucking rally around him because he got himself kicked off of fucking Patreon. He's become the God Emperor. How dare they do that to him? When he come every fucking time it happens, he did something to deserve it. Every fucking time. So what is the message to the people out there who do take him seriously? Oh, you know what I should do? I should get myself shut the fuck up because I can't. What? Because somebody called me posh, somebody called me upper class, I should start dropping N-bombs?
Sure, why not?
That's my point. My point is that this guy, he dilutes the fucking argument. Because there's literally
you are the one going against you, Mr. fucking absolutist for free speech, or making the argument you are right now. He's the one who caused it. He's the one who caused himself to get kicked off.
Who caused it.
So fuck
me
the freedom
saying he's
speech.
hang on.
This
Me
situation
saying he's the one who
Sargon
caused
saying it. Come on now.
Me saying he's the one who caused it does not say I don't believe in free speech. It's saying I understand that there are terms of service that he absolutely did violate. Whether or not you want to
not Patreons, and that's what the whole argument's over.
Actually,
and you know that.
Look, I was one of the first people who was out there arguing. Look, Patreons, was it Conti was out there saying, and no, we don't ever do this if you're on a different platform. But Patreon had changed.
You just contradicted yourself and said their terms of
service.
How did I
Can I finish? Let me finish what I was saying.
All right.
I was one of the first people who came out here and said that.
All right.
But Patreon had changed their fucking terms of service since what he said and what happened with Sargon. He breaks the terms of service over and over again on these things, and he becomes I'm the victim. No, you're not. No, you're not. If you break the rules and you get in trouble for it, that's on you. It doesn't mean I have to like the rules. I'm absolutely for legalization of pot, but if somebody gets caught smoking pot in a state where it's illegal, that's on them.
All right.
Prospero says they changed the TOS after. What was the date?
I want to, Monkey, look. I like a spirited debate, but I'm not looking to piss you off. So I don't know. Maybe we should change the subject. Like it. I mean, you're the same guy.
Them Chargers.
It sounds like it's particularly focused on Sargon coming from you. It sounds like you're making arguments of convenience because it's Sargon, and I'm starting to feel like I'm Sargon's PR agent, and I don't want to be, because we could change the subject to being what don't you like about Sargon, and I could talk about it for the next hour. The things you're talking about are just things I don't happen to disagree with Carl Benjamin on. I mean, you're the guy who said like, oh, it's bad to report this guy. It's bad that he reported what's her name for what she did. And it's like, well, she violated the terms of service. And now you're arguing in favor of terms of service at your own.
No, okay. Let me explain.
That's just convenience for you.
It's not okay. Let me explain what I in that situation. I said Chrisiosity absolutely broke the rules. I am absolutely consistent on this. She broke the rules. My problem in that situation is that Carl himself is a free speech advocate, and he decided, I'm going to use these rules to shut someone up. She didn't get caught by Twitter, and they were like, "Oh, we got you here." He pointed it out, and he's admitted this. He reported her. This is a man who says he's for free speech. Her getting in trouble, I have no problem with that. She absolutely did break the terms of service.
Okay.
So where am I inconsistent?
Your basis of your upsetness that you had told me before with Sargon, or your generalized disapproval of Sargon, it stems from and will not go away because of the fact that he pointed out to Twitter authorities that she had violated the terms of service.
Yes, because that makes him a fucking hypocrite, and I don't like hypocrites.
Gotcha.
If he hadn't been the out there talking about how much he believes in free speech, and he said, I did this, all right, you did it. I don't agree with it. I don't like it, but at least you're not a fucking hypocrite.
So, and you think that it's completely consistent to also argue freedom of speech all the way. You should be able to say whatever you want on these platforms. However, I somehow inconsistently accept that they have terms of service that everyone should abide by, but nobody should be pointing at.
How is that inconsistent? How is that inconsistent?
I'm just trying to be clear on this. I'm not.
Well, you just said that it's inconsistent. How is it inconsistent?
I don't know. I in my mind,
sure.
I haven't spent a lot of time thinking it through. I'm doing this off the top of my head, but it seems like there's an inherent inconsistency between saying free speech, everyone should be able to speak constantly. So what are you're holding it up as an ideal that the platforms don't live up to because of their terms of service?
That's exactly what it is.
And Sargon, because he had violated the terms of service, you believe. Again, you went into a date argument that I'm not certain on. As I understand it's like the terms of service as he did. It's like, we don't care what you do on our platform. He didn't do it on their platform, yet got kicked. And then they retroactively, Miss Hart retroactively claimed that, no, we also take a holistic view of your entire social media presence, when that wasn't their terms of service at the time when they kicked them. But you're saying that they actually had before then?
Where did you just made a couple of jumps there.
Okay.
You were talking about how I believe in free speech.
Right.
But I can also accept that there are terms of service
that you just happen to not like.
I don't like them.
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't have to like rules to follow them.
Gotcha.
I feel like you're just saying gotcha because
no. I gotcha. It's you sound oddly comfortable with rules that you are principally opposed to. It's the way that it is. And Sargon, you did it. I mean, hey, like, I'm free speech all the way, and you can say whatever you want, but hey, you broke the rules, so you got to go. Except you didn't actually break the rules, the terms of service of Patreon, and you got kicked off there. And yet you, monkey, argued, well, you did, but he didn't. You're basing it's okay that he got kicked off of Patreon because, hey, every single time he causes these terms of service breaks. Well, Twitter, okay, but what about Patreon? Because that's what we started talking about here. He became the, quote, God King and the martyr of it because he got kicked off and everybody rallied.
My first one was the gay pictures was actually what I brought up first.
You did, but you did not claim that he was a God King that everyone was rallying around because of that. You said that about Patreon, and that's what I was referring to.
Well, I said that about both because in both instances it was, oh my God, they silenced him.
You think that people, this is a legit question. This is not a rhetorical one.
Yeah.
Because I do not recall people rallying around Sargon getting kicked off Twitter in the way that they have with Patreon.
Well, he had a much smaller following then.
What? I'm sorry?
He had a much smaller following then.
Right. Like, I mean,
real quick, hang on, over on Streamlabs, I have a donation. Thank you, some Dutch dude. Just saying hi again, listening to you guys while getting my day started. Have a good one, everyone. And back at you. I hope you have a great day. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey, the stream's buffering super hardcore. Hang on.
Why is the stream buffering?
I thought it was just me.
Well, shit.
Did somebody say a magic naughty word?
Probably. Can anybody hear us?
No, they're saying buffering, like and stream dead.
And for anyone who can hear us, if this catches up or whatever, it's not me. The only time you'll see a buffering being a problem with the creators if they're using something like Streamlabs or not Streamlabs OBS or just OBS or any of those. If we're buffering, it's YouTube, guys. It's them.
I usually keep the stream paused just because I'm running a potato. And yeah, I just went live and it's buffering. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
I'm having a nice, pleasant conversation with Matt. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Well, me and Polly are having a good argument. And for the record, Polly, I'm not mad at you or anything. I enjoy these kind of conversations with friends and where you can have a disagreement and even get heated and then afterwards tell dick jokes.
Well, somebody just asked us, like, what is the actual point of contention? I forget who said that here. It was a good point because
we're just arguing. It's
know
fun.
what, that's what I mean. I think he's coming for an anticlimactic answer. It's like I don't know, Monkey and I are just contentious people, and
just because.
Yeah, it's like I was just trying to dig away, and I found out there's nothing I'm really with what Monkey's saying.
I just figured this was Polly wants to argue time. So
Polly wants to argue. Oh yeah, it's my fault. Monkey's not an arguer by nature or anything.
No, Monkey is a very down to earth, calm, rational dude. I've never seen him angry or upset. It's not like he goes on these weird rants or anything.
I do enjoy arguing. I'm not gonna lie, but I enjoy a spirited debate just for the hell of it. I've been known to argue points I don't believe in just for the fun of it.
It's fine to play devil's advocate once in a while. In fact, there's a lot of fun in that.
I was surprised.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to take it off topic, so it's fine. So finish your
point. I was going to say it's not even devil's advocate for me. It's I want to argue. I used to do it with my older brother all the time, just to fuck with him, and he would take the bait every fucking time. But then he died. I'm like, well, shit, I need somebody else to fuck with, so I just started doing it randomly.
You know what? While we're buffering here, maybe people can hear us, maybe they can't. I'll tell you where my contention is with this, and this is just my opinion. Okay,
sure. And
I can absolutely be wrong on these things. This is my call. I think that you play real hard on Sargon, and I think you play real soft on Jim.
How so on Jim?
I think that you're concerned about saying anything that's too harsh of him. I'm not saying you defend him, because I don't think you do, but you're slow to criticize him. Very slow. And I'm not the only one who recognized it. That's why I asked some other people, am I the only one who sees this? And they're like, no. I can think of 1 or 2 times that Monkey's criticized Jim. And when we're off stream, you're willing to say stuff like, let them all burn it down, like Ralph and company, like they've all fucked it up, fuck them all. And then when you're on stream, it's like, haha, Medicare said this funny thing, and you tweet at him, hey, Medicare, why don't you look into this particular thing? You might want to make a video about it. It's like, you play real nice with Jim.
I've only made 2 comments like that to Jim, and one of them was about Coach Red Pill, because I think he's being a puss, not making a video about, not Coach Red Pill, sorry, about JF.
Yeah, I think he is too, but don't even get me started on the Coach Red Pill thing.
those are literally
for. I don't know. Like those two get together and share their dislike of Sargon. It's weird.
I've only had
enemy of my enemy.
Yeah, right. That's all I think it is, because it's not like Coach Red Pill's a terribly interesting person, and I'm surprised that Jim finds him so. But he hangs out with him a lot, so
as I said, I've only made 2 of those kind of tweets at him, and one of them was serious, and one of them was a joke, because I knew.
Ooh, hey, come on.
Are we back?
Yay!
We were just talking off excuse me. Oh, somebody just said it's still dead for them. Give it a second. Hopefully, it'll come back to you.
I was wondering if you might have to start another stream, or if that just might make it worse, or keep it the same. I mean.
No, everybody telling us back. Okay. What we were talking about off stream is Polly just said he thinks I'm
something that we don't. I think we need to continue.
Oh, I've been telling them. Okay.
Oh no, I
don't think we do. I
want to talk about this point that I'm too hard on Sargon and I'm too nice to Medicare. I do find Medicare funny. I think, and I've said this before. I think there's times in videos where he's less than honest. He did that with part of the did it a Kraut Files one where he did Kilroy. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what the part was. I talked about it at the time, but there was something he left out that was actually important, that made it look a little better than it was. I mean, it was still a shit show, let's be honest, but there was something like, I know you left that out, because I was friends with Base Mama. We talked. She actually came on our show one time to promote Kilroy.
Mm-hmm.
Say what you will about how Kilroy turned out. They did pull it off.
Yeah, they did.
They
pulled it off.
So I'll give them credit for that, which a lot of people don't give them credit for. And as much as I think the whole thing was completely botched, they still pulled off a convention, which is no small feat.
Sure.
And I think Jim should have given him a little more credit for that, but he's just doing it for the laughs. He's a total anarchist.
No. Hang on. He's not always just doing it for the laughs. Like he usually does it to tear people down.
Yeah, but it amuses him. He's laughing himself.
Well, yeah, but let's be honest. He has a specific agenda when he does it. It's not just for the lulls. He wants to.
He repeatedly says,
and I don't believe him.
Okay. I just want to be clear on that, because I mean that is his consistent claim, and that's a consistent claim of people that speak on his behalf, right? Is that he's just doing it for the laughs. You don't understand. It's all about being a trollster. He has no agenda. He has no mission.
I don't believe that. I really don't.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
The only times I would say that that's true is like maybe when he did the that guy with the glasses series. That one, he didn't really seem to be just trying to tear them down so much as this is what happened, and I'm moving on to the next section. This is what happened. I'm moving on to the next section.
I actually appreciated that.
What's that?
I really appreciated what he did there. I thought he was honestly just going to whip on them for a while, but that was very, very structured.
I will, and I'll give Jim Medicare a lot of credit for that, because if you listen to when the names are rolling, the Patreon names at the end, and there was a fuck ton of them, he's kind of just talking over them as the credits, as it were, the funders were rolling by. He said, "I never want to do this again, guys. Never."
Yeah.
It's so painful. I never want. And he goes, "But I said I would do it. I asked my patrons what they wanted me to do. This was the response. So fuck it. Here it is. It wasn't a labor of love, though, guys. Believe me." And I was like, I can appreciate that. You really got bored with it fast and wanted to move on to something else, but couldn't because you said you wouldn't. I was like, good on you for sticking to it, man.
There's a lot involved with that. I mean, I used to watch their stuff religiously, so I knew a lot of the stuff that as it happened, when it happened. Guy actually used to talk a little bit to Obscurus Lupa and Phaelus, and when they were talking about that, I'm like, oh man, this is going to get pretty bad pretty quick, isn't it?
Well, just on that note, I used to watch a lot of that guy with the glasses too, and I was really hoping that he was going to go in on Lindsay Ellis, and didn't, because she really became a full-blown SJW and turned everything that had happened to that guy with the glasses as a case of her personal victimization, as opposed to her promotion. And because she's doing quite well now, very well, better than she, and she turned it into like a mini thing. Part of that's got to do with her stalwartness and stick-to-itiveness, what have you. But it's also got to do with the fact that she was able to promote herself on what was at the time one of the most. And were you ever really victimized? She was not. She was not, but she makes that case. And, it's because she's gone full-blown SJW, and one of her friends is Anita Sarkeesian, and big surprise there. And so anyway, I just wanted to hear him go in on that part, and he kind of just didn't even really talk about it.
By then, I mean, the first episode of that was really, really good. And I told people at the time, like, look, if you were a creator, watch this, because he points out, a lot of mistakes they made along the way. But then by the time we got to episode 3, it was just like, he's bored out of his fucking mind. He doesn't even care.
Well, if you think about like a lot of it was just like,
having to go back and watch all this old shit.
Oh yeah. And receive all the shit that he said people were sending to him, which must have been like a pile of shit to go through. Right?
Sure.
But when he's doing the Linkara episode, he's talking about, I don't think airing dirty laundry is the right thing. It's more like he's lolcowing with Linkara. You know what I mean? Saying like, this guy sent this tweet on this board that doesn't exist anymore, and he totally forgot it. And he was saying all these not creepy, but like kinky sex things and stuff that he was into, and he was looking for a tranny woman or whatever. Like, and it's like, what has this got to do with that guy with the glasses? Just this seems more like you're lolcowing the guy, which is that what we're doing here? And it was for that episode. And it's like, oh man, I can't wait to hear you lolcow Lindsay Ellis, and all of her bullshit. And it never happened. So I was like, damn it, I was.
Matt says it wasn't that he didn't care. It's the opposite. He did care. He cared a lot, and it was apparent. What I meant, he seemed really bored at that point. By that point, like there was just like, I don't even want to do this anymore. Maybe that's just me, but by episode 3 is like, he's phoning it in.
I can definitely feel the rush. He wanted to get it done and over with.
I've said this to people on Discord before. When it comes to Medicare, my favorite things that he ever posted was the 3 day, I think, stream on the protests around Jamal. Oh shit, I forget his name. The whole twerking for justice thing, justice for Jamar. And it was just, he was stream sniping some of the people, some of the activists, quote unquote, that were there, and they're running around and they're protesting for this thing. And then some guys from the K board showed up, and then a shooting happened. And it was just Medicare being Medicare, doing his conversation over top. And that's what was so funny about it. It was live, it was off the top of his head. It wasn't based on, I'm going to go after another YouTube personality. And when it
Yep.
Medicre's material kind of turned in that direction, where back in the day when he was still Jim 81 Jim or 81 Jim 81, whatever direction it was, he said, I can't stand these people that just go after each other on YouTube. And it's like, Jim, that kind of seems what you do now. I remember when he sent out that tweet on Mr. Annie Bully saying, somebody asked him, so what the hell all happened with ABC, whatever the fuck it was? And he said, tune in this Sunday for a full recap. And I'm like, whoa, that's this is not the content that I grew to love your channel so much for, you know?
Prospero says, I still think he's a nihilist. I don't think he ever was.
I think he uses nihilism to disguise what he actually cares about.
Yep.
And on top of that, I think he's also like the embodiment of the trickster spirit of the natives. Like he's just a total agent of chaos.
Yeah,
I think being a true nihilist.
Yeah.
If he is getting close to you, you need to leave the internet for like a year because your career is about to be destroyed. Look at IBS, how he totally wiped them out, and he was allegedly friendly with them. No, he's not your friend.
He doesn't have friends. He says, I don't have friends.
Oh, yeah, because he'll turn on you in a heartbeat. That's the dude that if you're out on a camping trip, expect to be murdered in your sleep or sacrificed to a bear. So if you go in knowing you can't trust him, then okay, but you have to be well aware of the fact that he is going to betray you if you do something he finds obnoxious or amusing. And that's it. I mean, he has his standards, and if you violate them, even though you don't know what they are, too bad. It's game on. And then he's going to ruin your internet life forever.
I think nihilism is an easy excuse.
Yes. Well, it's used to hide his emotions and what he really feels.
I think you can still see mostly what he really feels. If you watch, say the last 10 videos he's made, most of them have a specific target. It's not just you know, there's no meaning to life. It's this person bad. That's not nihilism. That's just not. The destroyed for what? Bad Comics Review streams. So he's an existentialist, maybe.
I think he's an agent of chaos. He wants to destroy things for the sake of destroying things because he's.
I don't believe that either.
I would say there's well, let me put out this. I would say that there's an element amongst that group of whatever's next door to nihilism. I was watching the rest of Ricada Law's stream last night. And then I was like, holy shit, Nick Ricada, man, you need some sleep. You know what I mean? After dealing with Tonka that long, you know?
Oh, God. I don't know how anyone could deal with Tonka for more than 10 minutes. And he kept his
wits about him, even though he was drinking. I was like, Nick, you're a fucking legend.
That dude must be an incredible lawyer.
It's right. So, and patience and so forth. His training, his law school was, you know, it was worth the money. Is what it comes out to be. So, but then I saw somebody write up in chat that he's over on Streamy on the Ralph Retort. I'm like, no way. So I had to go over to Streamy. I'm like, I didn't believe it. I'm like, there's no way this guy's got the endurance to be up over there. No, he was, and he streamed with them for another like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that was a long stream that they did on the Ralph Retort last night. I watched some before we started doing this last night, and I haven't got a chance to go back and see what else, because I know Ralph was tweeting out, you know, who had joined them, and Medicare did, and then Nick did. Yeah, everybody was over there hanging out last night.
So I bring it up because while they were talking, one of them, and I forget who it was because I wasn't looking at the screen at the time, said, I know that things are going the direction they're going on YouTube, and we might as well go full bore, or words to that effect, because the whole thing's coming to an end anyway. So fuck it, we might as well have some fun on the way out. And it's like, yeah, that's whatever is next door to nihilism. That's it right there.
Yeah,
it's
burn
like,
it all down because we said so.
Well, the thing's going to hell. We're all going to be censored anyway. Let's have some fun on the way out.
Party's over. Let's steal the light fixtures.
Right. There you go. And it's like,
I still don't believe that's it.
But they all agree. That was kind of the mentality. They're all like, yep. And I was like, wow.
It's what they say. It's what they say. None of them want their YouTube dollars to dry up, though.
No.
And that's not a bad thing, guys. I'm not criticizing anybody for wanting to make money. That's that.
No, I'm a capitalist. If you can find a fucking audience here on YouTube, more power to you.
I'm a big fan of money, and if you want to give me some, here's my Streamlabs.
Exactly. Good job, Jack, on that segue.
Yeah, but Prospero's right. It's Camus and nihilism had a baby together because there's on one hand they have this nihilistic tendency, but on the other hand they really enjoy the nihilism.
But they don't.
It's contradictory.
I don't see nihilism in them. I don't.
No, I think it's presented as nihilism, but it's really this sort of cynicism. Like they're so disappointed in what they found that they just want to destroy what's disappointed them.
I don't see him doing that either.
Really?
I don't. I see a very close group of people who are protecting what they believe is the best of what they've made. If you look at the whole reason Tonka and them started fighting, it's because Tonka made a tweet in regard to Sargon supposedly going to Doc's gym. That's what blew this all up.
That's what it was over. They're split. What have you?
Yeah, there was the Sargon had made a stream that was set up for later in the week.
Oh yeah,
where it was Hello Jim or something like that was the name of the stream. I forget exactly, but in the links in the description there were links to things like Kiwi Farms and don't quote me that it was Kiwi Farms. It was different things that would show who Jim might be. Mm-hmm. And so Medicare responded to it about doxing, and people got all mad about doxing and stuff. And Tonka made a tweet that said, it's okay for Jim to dox me on stream, but now that Sargon wants to do it, everybody's up in arms. I'm sorry, I keep hiccuping. I'm paraphrasing there, but that's basically what it says. And that started Tonka and Jim fighting. Now, Tonka and Andy had started fighting a little bit earlier, and nobody had really paid a whole lot of attention to it because those two started fighting over the Kumite breaking up on Andy's channel. Because the Kumite kept getting slapped around and with different strikes here and there. And finally, they're like, well, we'll do it over on Andy's channel. Andy had the biggest channel, right? Mm-hmm. So they move over there, and they were on there for a couple weeks when Tonka comes in with, I don't want to do this anymore. Again, paraphrasing, but that's what it basically sounded like was happening. And failure confirmed. Yeah, he just didn't show up for a thing. And this was on a day where Tonka went, I'm leaving the internet, and he posted that on Twitter.
Damn internet people. I'm not one of them.
Fucking internet people. So yeah, there was the minor feud between those two. And then it really blew up when Tonka had the nerve to go after Jim. That's where it started. And that's not nihilism. That is revenge. That is okay, let's fight. That's not nihilism. And so he became the target. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, that's suicidal. But
well, it is. It is.
I mean, I may criticize some of what Jim does, but I would never want him as an enemy because he will ruin you.
Yeah, he will.
If he doesn't ruin you, his fans will.
Damn right. They're a dedicated, serious bunch. And I mean, the whole thing is it's like, I don't know. I was just going to say the whole thing's confusing. It's like, no, I wouldn't want Medicare as an enemy. I would be surprised if he would take like real issue with anything I'm saying. Like usually the only thing that gets him really upset is when people like outright fucking lie to him, present like themselves as being one way and then turn out to be another way. It's like, I just can't stand that double faces. I heard him say that so many times. Like,
you know who he reminds me of is Holden Caulfield from Catcher in the Rye. Because he sees people as phonies.
Yeah, I hate the phonies. Yeah, good call. Yep. Yeah. And it's I see him just going after people like that. Like whether it be like, I know Monday Matt's in the chat, but like, that was that sort of like Monday Matt presents himself as being this, but he's actually doing this. And then,
Yeah, but Monday
and then
Matt's off
Tonka
the
says
hook
he's
now.
doing these things and he's on my, not on my side, but like he's friendly with me and this is the way he feels about doxing. And then now all of a sudden he's doing these things. It's like that two-facedness really seems to like, Jesus Christ, set him
like
on
I
fire.
said on Twitter, Monday and Matt is the winner of this Tonka Saw nonsense because Tonka Saw screwed his fans over that were paying money to fly out to see him. And travel expenses and tickets and all that. And it's too late to get a refund because that was Friday. It was the last day for refunds.
I said that last night, your stream. Like that's who I feel the worst for in this whole bunch. I'm glad that Eve, like Chaos Eve, like she's going. She's driving down there, right? Taking the multi-hour drive to get down there to buy tickets. I'm glad she's hooking up with like SDA and Poisoning the Well and all of them, that they're still going to have like, it's still a little vacation for them. You know what I mean? But like at least that. Imagine the people that all they were going for was the fight and they don't really know anybody in town. It's like, oh, fucking hell, man. How do you get your money back on a hotel and all that? Even if your ticket gets refunded to the fight.
Exactly.
I mean.
Yeah, that's the hotel, the drive, the flight, whatever it is, however you're getting down there.
Can we call it the Tonka's over party?
I'm not sure
needs a cool
Tonka is
name.
over. Tonka's fans are just as what's the word, zealous as Jim's fans are.
Are they? I don't know anything about Tonka's fans. Does he have those diehard fans? Is that
he does. He does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not quite as many as they used to be.
Smart.
Yeah, they're definitely a little more trailer park than they are. You know, they're not sipping Cristal with caviar.
I got to tell you, I've become oddly fascinated, and I shouldn't be because it's some like staring too long at a car crash type shit. But I'm fascinated to know, is Tonka actually in a wheelchair? Because if he is, like some people, they can still walk. They're in a wheelchair because they don't want to use up their back too early in the day. They've only got so much walking time available. I've known some people that are like that. They got a real bad back, so whatever.
But they can still like that now.
But that's not confined to a wheelchair. There's your saying.
No.
Like, I want to know, is Tonka confined to a wheelchair? If he is, to me, that's a whole new level of fuck this guy, because he's like started this whole thing. Yes, I will fight when he wasn't even capable of doing so. Do you know what I mean?
Dude, forever, the guy who says fight me in real life has been a joke on the internet.
Yeah.
You don't take them seriously. You just don't, because that's when you fall to fight me in real life, that's when you know this bitch just lost the argument. He is just a little bitch hiding behind a screen. And for some I say for some reason with this fight, everybody's like, oh, it's a real fight. I'm like, you can't take that guy serious. And it turns out, look, this is the guy who didn't even apply for a fucking license.
Yeah, that part too. Right. And
I'm sure he didn't reserve a hotel room or anything like that. So I think what it really reminds me of is that dude with the porn stash that was like, I'm calling the internet police.
Oh God, yeah.
That's who he reminds me of.
I put a track on it.
Yeah.
Look, I wanted to see this fight. I really did, but I do not understand how everybody took Tonka so seriously. How do you take this guy seriously? He's running around, fight me in real life. That's the guy you laugh at.
Yeah, I think Nick Rakita made a comment that was like unintentionally brilliant last night because he summed up so much. He goes, because I just want to see two guys that got into an argument, beat the shit out of each other, like got into an argument online, beat the shit out of each other, because that would just be the funniest fucking thing ever. And he says it to Tonka. Rakita's got brass balls, man, that guy.
Yeah. Matt's got a good point. They took him seriously because everyone else backed down. And with the exception of you, I think it was the only one that's like, I'm a cripple, right?
Yeah, he really sounded like he wanted to fight. I'm like, are you challenging me to a fight? I was going to laugh at him, and he's like, I'm not going to fight a cripple. I'm like, cripple will beat your ass.
But that would have been so awesome. I think he's just so used to saying shit like that, and nobody calls him on his bullshit. And Worski stepped up and was like, "All right, let's do it. You want me to? I could get a ticket to Jacksonville right now."
But how do you get to the point? That's what I'm getting at. How do you get to the point? When you're that internet dude, right? Where you go, okay, I'm going to sign this contract, even signing it with the wrong name. How do you get to that point? You're a goddamn pussy, and everybody knows it.
That's really taking the joke a bit far. It's committing to the bit, but there's a point where you're like, all right, I think we've taken this a little far.
What I really think happened, I think Tonka thought Worski would back down.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought he thinks that he talked himself up so much. I've fought before.
Sure.
That Worski be like, oh no, he fought before.
Right,
And he had people like Devin Tracy whispering in his ear, not even whispering in his ear, actually putting it out on Twitter, Andy's going to find a way to get this out or to back out of this. And I think it just came down to the day, the week of the fight. And he's like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Real quick, Jar Jar says, Ranting Monkey, trust, but I disagree. Look at all the swatting. I'm not sure what that was in relation to. Does anybody have a? No. Do you know what I said? Scrappy asked, "Who is T Sparkles?"
Tell him, Monkey.
T Sparkle is the wonderful nickname I came up for Tonka after he was acting like a little biatch.
Ryan Walters reminded me of something by saying "cripple fight." You fighting Tonka would have been a lot like Jimmy versus Timmy. And you would be Jimmy, and he would be Timmy, and you'd recreate that fight scene from They Live.
Look, at that time, I still had muscle. I have like none left now.
I think you could take him now, dude.
Chuck E. Cheese says, didn't Dusty Smith challenge Tonka to a fight like a year and a half ago before Tonka backed down? Really?
Well, Dusty might have that retard strength from, being retarded. And looking all Gabby Hayes. You don't want to fight with a dude that looks like he's homeless. He'll shank you.
Yeah, he will. I don't know if to answer your question, Polly. I don't know if Tonka's actually in a wheelchair or there was
it's kind of weird for me to be that interested in it. I get that, but it's just like how much of a liar was this guy? Because that's what you see what I'm saying? Like it's. Polly. If you're confined to a wheelchair and you've been keeping this going for months and months, like, dude, your shit's more fucked up than I ever thought.
Polly, you have to understand, this stuff is fun to watch.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Well, it's because it's like the Springer Show. You have such
it is exactly. Welcome, Bear. How are you this morning, sir?
Good morning, gentlemen. I am not bad. How are you?
Good.
Good, man.
You always come on and you sound so
sexy.
It's sexy, that's a good word, but
I'd go with suave.
Suave, yes, that's a good word for it. And we're over here rummaging around in the trash, and you come on. Good morning, gentlemen.
I get more common through the day.
Do you?
Yeah. I start off fairly regal. By the time the evenings come, I'm ready to get down and dirty.
I honestly do think that Tonka was hoping that Worski would find a way to back out so he didn't have to. I don't think anything else makes sense. As for whether or not he is actually hurt, I don't know. There's been rumors that he hurt his lower back when he was wrestling / MMA fighting, whatever.
If we want to call it that, yeah. That's a common injury, though, with people that do that sort of thing. You screw up a knee or you screw up your back and your career's over. I think he's probably just out of shape and fat and smoking a lot of weed, and he doesn't want to quit.
Yeah, Dinah says he never did MMA. Well, according to in that interview with the promoter, they mentioned that it was his MMA debut, and he never denied it. He never said it was his MMA debut. As far as I remember, it was the Tim from Valor who said that. From what I know, the wheelchair is just a long-running joke. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, there's been a lot of things that have come out that people are saying second and third hand, and anymore you really can't distinguish the truth from the fiction.
Is that what the topic of this morning is again, is it, gentlemen?
No, we just kind of devolved here.
As expected.
We've been all over.
Polly, how could you let this happen?
Polly started it.
I did. It's true.
I am shocked, sir.
Normally you could blame me, but it wasn't me this time.
I was happy. Hey, Monkey.
Yes, sir.
Bear actually showed up at Comic Book Curation. It was at the end, but it was cool to have him there.
Cool.
And speaking
Yeah,
of
you were
comic book
streaming
curation,
whilst I woke up, so
I didn't even know you followed me, man. So
I turned up and received abuse within 10 seconds of arriving. So
And if you'd like to see Bear Abuse, the link is in the description. You can go check out tonight this stream we did a little earlier on. We talked about Brie Larson's ass for a solid 20 minutes.
you're learning.
Dom O'Leary says, "Holy crap, Monkey! Don't know who streams more, you or Cog." I would bet it's me.
Oh, Monkey's way cooler than Cog. Come on.
I bet I stream more than him. The other day it was 5 before I finally got to sleep. 5 goddamn streams.
Oh yeah,
All streams.
One more note. I think I'm really bad at promotion. That's why I appreciate the advice you guys give me. But I think that some people have failed to make the connection. It's probably my fault. Jack from Bad Comic Reviews is one of the 2 co-hosts over on Comic Book Curation on my channel. So Bad Comic Reviews here along with Inquisitor, we're the ones that do it. So if you're enjoying our little bants here, we do it every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern-ish. It's a good time. We have our little fun.
Speaking of co-hosts, my co-host Dax O'Ryan is right there, and throw some shekels at him. He does a good job for us here.
Hi guys.
Monkey Dax, poor Dax yesterday. You know, he he shared a platform with Drunken Uncle and I, and bless him, bless his cotton socks. Poor Dax.
There's only so much of breakfast that I know.
Oh yeah, you were on with two Brits. You should have told them to shut up and talk about America like Americans.
I'm stuck in this odd position.
Monkey. Unlike you, I was about to accuse you of devolving into other topics, but I can't make that accusation when I'm sat there with ADHD.
I've been on your fucking show.
Yes, I know you have.
Where you guys have had an article up for 15 minutes that you don't even get around to because you're talking about other shit.
Yep, that happened several times within the same paragraph.
In the same goddamn show, it'll happen repeatedly. That's why I like you guys.
And if you like that sort of thing, you can see it on Comic Book Curation as well.
That's what streams are for, though, Monkey. Let's be honest. That's why people watch them.
Well, that's what I like about them. Depending on the show, like I've said before, this is more like a morning show, where the one we do at night is like a proper radio show. I enjoy both forms, but I like the chance to have a topic, which we had at the beginning. We talked about the Google thing, and then just see where it goes, see what happens.
I honestly think it's Monkey in the Morning is much more like a podcast. Hint, hint, hint.
Well, it should be more like a morning radio show.
Well, I'm just morning radio shows are honestly pretty structured in and of themselves. Still, they have guests at certain times. They have commercials. You know, podcasts.
I'm old, dude. I'm thinking more like the morning zoos they used to have. I need to get myself a little horn. That was a great horn sound, wasn't it?
No, don't do that. Like a soundboard with a truly annoying, like
I actually have a soundboard.
The howling monkeys and shit like that.
Don't make me break it out. I like to do it to Scribe every once in a while because it startles him. Okay, so you want to hear about Brie Larson's butt or what? She doesn't have a butt.
Yeah, I know, but do you want to hear the evidence thereof and how they're hiring a butt model for
her? In a minute, because we've been at this for a couple hours. I need to pee. Dax, you're in charge.
Woo!
And I got to go change out my laundry. So
no, I want to hear about you talking about Brie Larson's ass.
I find it offensive every time he puts you in charge.
Well, let's touch it.
Just on a moral level, or
on every level, really. I am offended.
It's a
by the concept of it, sir.
Hey, did you know BitMetal made me some channel art?
Well, you need to with BitMetal. He needs to be kept busy.
I know, and it's good too.
Otherwise, he starts drawing lots of penises, and he needs to be stopped when he does that.
He will send them to us. You have no idea.
Did you send him nudes? Because I believe that was his price.
Of course.
Not your nudes, obviously.
Obviously.
You know, my dog is barking now, and I cannot stand for this.
It was Jack's nude.
Good. I'm glad that you have Jack's nudes.
Cool.
Got to spread the love out, you know?
I'm a sexy man. I don't know what you're talking about.
You certainly sound it, sir.
Yeah. I like sending my nudes out. I don't care. You want to look at this naked? It's all on you, buddy.
Oh my god! Can you hear my dog?
No, actually, I can't.
No.
Fucking strangle the little shit.
I like him better than I like the next door neighbor's dogs.
What, you got Triumph of the Will playing on there or something?
Say again, over.
You got Triumph of the Will on or something? Because pugs all worship Hitler, right? That's how
Well, I mean, he's a stug, so I mean,
oh,
I spoke to Dankula about it, and I think he's the Himmler to Buddha's Hitler, to be honest.
oh shit.
Yeah. I did want somebody to do some art of my dog Gilbert and Buddha, but with a Sistine Chapel kind of vibe. But,
someone Come on, I know we got tons of artists in the group. Can someone please make that a thing?
Yeah, the only artist I want to see do that is Bit Metal.
I want to
Bit
see
Metal also paints. Did you know that?
I didn't know.
Really?
He also does oil paintings.
Huh.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to see that.
Mm.
He was around. I don't know if he's still around.
At some point, you have to get an actual avatar, like a grown-up, instead of just using Galactus.
Well, ask him. He's pretty good at it.
Bit Metal, fantastic artist.
He is, and he makes most of the emojis and stuff that we have for Bear's multiple channels.
Well,
Yeah.
he made several emotes for Stream Me.
Oh yeah, he did those too.
Mm-hmm. If I ever decide to go back to Twitch, I'll use them there as well.
Me and Twitch have a storied history now, so I don't know if I'll ever go to Twitch.
I've heard about a lot of people bailing on Twitch. That seems to be kind of its prime is over with anybody that's not a gaming channel.
Where'd Polly go?
He's probably on pee break.
I just got back. I had to go switch out my laundry.
He's washing his smoking jacket on.
was like locked in the basement.
Everybody says that. I dry clean my smoking jacket. You can't just throw fucking velvet into a washing machine, man.
It's velour.
I'm actually really glad Irate Bear's here right now.
Good morning.
Right.
I'm always happy Bear's here, but there's something I need to say, and I thought about this when I went out there.
Oh, God.
The answer is yes, Monkey. I will take your hand in marriage.
Thank you, sir. No, Bear, I don't know if you were listening, but we had a little bit of a heated argument a little bit ago.
Oh
God, are we going back to this?
No, we're not going back to it.
I want to talk about Brie Larson's ass. What the hell?
We
You
will.
know, Monkey, every time
You
that
fuckers
you've
will
had a
not
heated
let me
argument that I have been present for, I have had to intervene.
You don't have to intervene in this one.
Okay.
I've talked to people, anytime they've been on the show and we've had a heated argument or something, and I always tell them, look, I don't take it personal. I enjoy the exchange. There's no hard feelings, and I always I don't think they believe me. Now,
Okay.
Bear,
Mm-hmm.
you and I have had heated arguments,
Yes, we fucking have. Yes.
and I still love you.
As you should do. I'm cuddly.
People sometimes have a hard time believing that somebody can be as relaxed about this shit as I am. And you're here. You are proof of it.
Indeed. Who has the issue?
Nobody has it. I just want to put this out there. I have no hard feelings towards you, Polly. And Bear can attest that I don't take this shit personal. So I did enjoy the exchange, and I hope I didn't upset you with it. So
No, you certainly didn't. It's I don't know. I always get concerned about
Well, let me put things into
showing up at somebody else's house and putting my feet up on the furniture. You know what I mean?
Well, let me put things into perspective for anybody who has doubts of that. Ranting Monkey, the monkey who rants on a regular basis, dare I say, rantingly so, has made 2 videos on me.
yes, I have. Yes, I
And
have.
we've also gone massively toe-to-toe with each other on live streams before, to the
Yes,
point
we
where
have.
we were screaming and swearing at each other.
No, Polly, I appreciate that you didn't come in here and as I was getting heated, just go, I'm not going to argue with Monkey. I sincerely, I appreciate that you're willing to go, no, fuck you, Monkey. You're wrong. And I really do. I appreciate it. And I hope there's no hard feelings on your side.
No, there isn't.
Good. Brie Larson has an ass. Well, no, she doesn't.
No, she does not.
Mom ass, soccer mom ass.
She doesn't even have that. Let's be honest. I bet her butt cheeks go inwards.
I would like to find out.
Well, let's find out.
I'm just looking up.
I must remind
I
myself
thought I had more time here. Hold on.
of Brie Larson, what the fuck she looks like. Okay, let's go to images.
Brie Larson ass. Let's see. Oh, Brie
She has
Larson
a
ass.
strong jawline, Monkey.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah,
What is this?
if you were in Thailand and saw her junk to make sure that she's not, a lady boy.
What makes you think I would bother to check?
This is Brie Larson in a thong walking. It looks like it's from a movie. She had a little tiny butt then. It's not a very good, but it's kind of square.
Brie Larson booty.
I looked at Brie Larson ass.
I'm going to choose ass instead. It's a better word.
Yes, for those of you who are wondering, it is time for us to objectify women. You'll be fine.
She has a tight little booty, doesn't she?
She doesn't really have a booty.
I don't know, man. This picture here.
Okay, let me.
Fuck you. That's fake.
I feel like I could.
Sorry, I just saw a picture that's so obviously fake that it's just like it looks great, but come on, that's fake.
Okay. Look at this picture, Bear.
And there's the fake, and that's the picture I was going to show. Thanks.
That
for
was the
stealing
picture I was just having a quick look at. I was thinking to myself, "There's no booty there. She's like an ironing board."
There is no booty at all.
No. As we were saying on Comic Curation, I find this costume to be not very flattering to begin with because it's kind of a jumpsuit. So it doesn't help that she doesn't have it much of an ass, but this is really not accentuating anything that she has.
Okay, well, let's look at. Oh, that's so small. Do we have a better? Can't really see it there either. Sweetie, where'd your ass go?
She's got 30-year-old mom ass. That's fake.
It's not fake. They switched the asses on the two characters.
No, I think he's got butt implants like Madonna.
Yeah. Yeah, the poor girl ain't got no ass.
So there is a
she got old man ass.
But there's a call that went out, feature film Body Butt Double, working multiple dates in September for the reshoot of shooting additional scenes of Avengers 4. And its eccentric casting is looking for a photo double to work on this exciting project, blah blah blah. Looking for a female who appears to be Caucasian, 20 to 30, height 5'2" to 5'4", and then all of the measurements. And you have to submit a headshot, a full body shot of your front side showing head to toe, full body shot of your backside wearing all black leggings or yoga pants, must be form fitting. They need a butt double. Like it says so clearly, right? It's like reportedly looking for a butt double. So if I share my so if I share my screen here, and this is the point, like it's going to be kind of repeating myself because Jack already heard me make these points. This is the article it's coming from, and they put up ScarJo here, Scarlett Johansson job, and you see her, and you see her butt, and like if you've done any Photoshop work, like if you see the line, the shadow that comes down right here, like this is where the Photoshop's occurring. Like this is like this butt has been accentuated, and how do you know it's been accentuated? Because that's what her butt really looks like. Like so it's pretty straight, right? And
She's got a better butt than Brie, but yeah.
Oh, she definitely does. Have you seen the fappening pictures? It's obvious. And then because when we go back to the Brie Larson picture,
go back to Scarlett Johansson for a second.
Okay.
The other one.
Oh, gotcha. There we are. It's a poster though, so they photoshopped it, and I don't really even have a problem with it. It's just like, come on, you can't compare ScarJo's.
That would be the left butt cheek there. That is Photoshop. The other part here, that could be her actual ass. She's got her leg bent, which makes you look like you have an ass, no matter how small it is.
Which is the point that I made here. She's standing with her hips cocked, so it's going to help.
It's going to make it look a little bit bigger.
And that's why when you go over to here, like there she is just standing, and it's again, she's a healthy woman with thunder thighs, so like it doesn't hurt. You know what I'm saying?
What's wrong with thunder thighs, man?
Nothing. I like a thick woman. Nothing. I got no complaints.
Yeah, of course I made a noise. Thigh gap is love.
No,
there's no thigh gap.
No, thick ladies are fine. No problems.
I do appreciate some rather thick thighs.
I like some thighs, yeah.
Because they can lay on their back and they can bring their knees up, and it creates that nice curve that you can get your hands right in that fucking crease there. Ugh.
But look at this picture. Oh, that lying motherfucking photograph. That's supposed to be Scarlett Johansson. Bullshit.
Johansson.
I'm not sure who she is, but
she's
now added to the kidnap list. It's fine.
These are oh yeah, I mean, like that is a healthy butt. Like that's a muscle bound booty right there.
Yeah, that's a stunt double, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, it's like notice you can't, and like look at this is a woman who's been working out. I mean, look at the muscles on the arms and
probably
everything.
Drink her bathwater.
And these are 30 pictures of Scarlett Johansson's beautiful ass, right? And you're just like looking at her butt. It's like, wait a minute,
There's no butt in that.
that body
Butt there.
the whole just look at the muscles of her back and her arm and everything. Like I understand they could be taken years apart, but it's like this person is not this person.
No.
Okay, that person right there is wearing heels and still has no butt.
Oh, let me show you something about
Is
the
she
heels.
wearing a Kit Kat wrapper?
Like that is not the same woman. Like that's supposedly ScarJo. Like on
no way.
That might be her post kid because she had a baby recently.
Okay, maybe right after a kid, but
when you see her in the look at the heel she has to put on to get that butt to do a thing. Look at the curve of her stomach. Like she's not comfortable, is what I'm saying right there.
She probably walks like like a little kid in heels, you know.
Look at those heels. She looks like she's about to tip over forward just so she can get her butt out.
See, I don't find that attractive.
That's not attractive.
No, I like them athletic or stick thin.
See, I don't like that stick thin thing, but
well, they can't be like unhealthy thin, but I like a thin girl and I like athletic. Like you give me Lolo Jones and I'll have a fantastic weekend, but I can't work with this.
Back to it.
She doesn't do it for me.
There's no that poor woman.
See, this is the joke I was cracking. You see all the I think Jack is right. This is a very unflattering outfit, but it's not like it's her flight suit. This is her Captain Marvel super suit, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but it's like it was made for a woman who has an ass because you see all this extra fabric that normally the corn-fed butt would fill up. You know, but it doesn't. It just kind of
is there that kind of extra fabric on the thighs?
Doesn't look like it, does it? Like it looks like
it's
like,
everywhere else. It looks like it fits like perfect, but there's like way too much fabric at the ass.
I think
I would argue
on the waist.
I would argue it doesn't fit perfect. Yeah, because if you look here, it looks like there's all kinds of extra fabric. Like it's not form fitting to her waist here.
It's just a little fat.
Yeah, I think it's just a poorly designed costume.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it to begin with, but yeah.
I do like how they the half Cree power of a star woman needs padded knuckles on her gloves. Why?
Well, sometimes you got to punch a bitch, and you don't want to use your Nova Blast. So,
Festering Wound says that's a really flat ass. It really is. Whether that costume is form fitting or not, there's no ass there.
I think it's a surefire way to get a big booty and take up YouTube.
Well, Prospero says, glad you acknowledge her discomfort. I wasn't even kidding when I say that. Like, if you're wearing 6-inch red bottom stilettos and you're walking around in a dress where you can't bend over to pick up your keys or you will timber, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be comfortable. Don't like you're just dying to get home and take your fucking shoes off.
Put that outfit on. I don't feel bad for her at all.
The patriarchy made her do it, monkey.
That bitch. Okay, so I looked up nice fat ass on the Google machine, and this is one of the pictures that came up. I fucking like this. Boom,
love it.
That is awesome.
I don't know. That dude's too fat.
Good pull, dude. No, he got a nice ass.
No, he's probably rich or something.
You could eat lunch off of that and dinner off of here at the same time.
You can store away food under those folds on his back.
Oh, damn.
Booty!
Oh, who painted those on?
I don't know, but damn.
Holy fuck.
She's got the kind of hips.
Back at you, baby.
Pick her up by and throw her across a room by.
That's the kind of girl that is going to wipe out your bank account and you're not even going to care. Because that weekend is worth whatever kidney she stole.
Oh, I love objectifying women time.
Have we had any Stacey Dash this morning?
No, I don't have my my Discord on. I
quit stealing my love for Stacey Dash. That's such a thief on your part.
Sorry, dude. I took her.
Well,
I'm surprised you haven't made the desktop background a picture of Stacey Dash.
Nah, I mean,
it couldn't be nude because you know,
Little Butt comes in here from time to time.
You could have some tasteful images.
I don't have any tasteful images of Stacey Dash.
Yeah, I mean,
you should see my creep folder of Stacey Dash. I got everything from artistic to the Playboy shoot. I know you got that because you've seen her naked. Have you seen the King photo shoot of Stacey Dash? King magazine?
No, not that I'm aware of.
He was Kang's.
Whew.
Damn, somebody put a whole bunch of naked women in my not safe for work. You guys are awesome.
I do have a sexy ass festering wound. Yes, I have a black girl's booty, very much shaped like an apple at the rear.
Nice. Prospero challenges you. Nice big bulge. Dare you? Look it up.
Yeah, we'll see. We're not objectifying men here. We're objectifying women.
Yeah, equal time. We're trying to balance out all the awful things that they do to objectify men.
Objectifying women with Ranting Monkey.
If I want to see a bulge, I'll just look down.
Bit metal. Stop bragging about it unless you're going to show it. Clearly, you never saw the picture I took in the whilst wearing the official Ghost Poo podcast trousers.
No, I never did see that.
You would have enjoyed it, Monkey. You especially would have enjoyed it.
Damn.
There's official trousers.
There are official Ghost Poo trousers that only the hosts wear.
Huh.
To revisit something else we were talking about on comic book curation, which oh, hold on.
There she is. Hi,
We were talking about comic book curation, and you can find that link in the description right there.
All right, hold that thought.
Hold that thought.
We're having a dash moment.
So you're holding that thought.
I would. Right by that fat ass. Okay, what was going on? What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Well, we're talking about thick thighs and
yeah.
and all this stuff, and then Dax said, like, I personally don't like that kind of booty and so on. There are all types of ladies out there with all types of frames, and I love ladies generally. And I was talking earlier about a woman I've been crushing on for a while, Laura Harrier. Oops.
Who?
Laura Harrier.
Did you just show porn?
No, I didn't show porn.
We said whoops, and I wasn't paying attention.
No, I just did like Inception. I had it sharing the wrong window. So that's Laura Harrier. She played Liz in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, great.
And she's a very thin woman. She's got that thin gymnast athletic body, and she's
that's what I like right there.
She's oh god, I'm crushing on that girl so hard.
She needs curves. Get some curves.
She's willowy.
She looks like a 12.
It's not a word. Stop trying to make fetch a word. Willowy is not a word.
Willowy is a word.
No, that's a stick that your grandpa made you go cut off a tree so he can whip you with it.
That's a switch.
That's a good explanation. She looks like a tree branch.
Oh, I demand to know who this is.
She has a slight athletic
like a tree branch.
Hang on.
Laura Harrier.
There you go.
Laura Harrier. Yes. Look at her. She's breathtaking.
She's now added to the kidnap
She's
list.
pretty, but her body. I mean, there's nothing about her body. I mean, she's got a vagina, so I would play with that. But there's nothing else.
I like a nice flat tummy, though.
Yeah, turn her around. What's her ass look like?
Well, she has. I said a gymnast's body.
That means she has no butt.
She's got a tight butt.
Nothing.
Festering Wound says if you're gonna have a Stacey Dash moment, you need to share. It's over on my Discord. Go check it out.
Yeah, see, the nice thing about athletic girls is they don't develop cottage cheese ass because they're in shape, so they have a nice firm ass as opposed to like something that gets all lumpy and sputtery when they squirt out a couple kids.
Whoa!
Look, man, I like an ass. I like some meat on the woman.
I mean,
damn.
Seriously,
I can't show these pictures. Sorry, guys.
Look at that. That smile, man. It melts your heart.
She's
like,
pretty,
I mean, can you imagine going home to that woman every night? Oh,
look,
God.
I would lick her in every way she wanted licked, but she ain't got no ass. So
see, I can't imagine going home to her because I'd be worried the cops would show up and find me.
Laura Harriet?
Harrier.
I mean, she don't shave. Okay, Laura Harrier, ass. Let's see the booty pic. This is a black woman with no ass. How'd that happen?
Because you're racist.
It ain't my fault she ain't got no ass.
There's big fat, and that's not a like that. Like there's lard ass black women. There's muscle bound booty black women, and there's willowy athletic black.
There are two kinds of black women. There are bubble butt black women, and there's oh my god, please put something else on black women's ass. Those are the only two acceptable black asses.
What I'm learning here is that in the event that we all go out to find women together, I'll be happy to take the grenade and jump on the skinny, scrawny girl that looks like she needs a sandwich.
Yes.
All right, that works for me. I'm down with that.
When we all go out together, he gets the one shaped like a 13-year-old boy.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, and I will name her Susan.
Wow, name her Susan. Oh, there's a nice picture of your girl Laura here wearing the future is female shirt.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
So she needs a sandwich and she's stupid.
Yep.
Oh, even better.
She's in Hollywood, man. Got to
She'll
go along and get
definitely
along.
sleep
You know?
with me.
Look at that. We like them dumb.
Yeah, if she's got some daddy issues, I am in like Flint.
So you don't understand. Jack and I have been involved in Comicsgate for a while. We are used to people that we like and longtime heroes of us disappointing us by saying things stupid on social media. We're just used to it. Like great comic book writers and artists who've come out and called us all a bunch of racists and alt-writers, and we're used to it.
But she also has no ass, which is a bigger crime in my book. You can be stupid, but at least have an ass. I mean, I'm trying to objectify you here, and there's nothing to objectify.
In other words, women acquire the monkey to objectify.
And this is why they don't get to vote.
Is that why?
Yeah.
No ass.
No ass. Huh. That's one of, you know what? On the rare occasion we'll let a woman have a vote count, we got to check out her ass first.
Well, their vote won't really count, but if they have an ass, they can vote.
Yeah, we'll let them go in there and go through the motions.
So, Monkey, you're up on Twitter all the time, right?
I wouldn't say all the time, but a lot, yes.
Okay. Does the trending bar off to the side play any kind of role in your habits on Twitter?
Sometimes I'll see something over there and be like, why is this trending? And go look and like, oh, fuck. And then I'll make some smart ass comment because that's what I do.
I have just recently figured out that AdBlock Plus allows you to block specific elements on a browser page. I did not realize that. I blocked that trending fucking bar so fast, and my life has become a little bit better.
Now, this is obviously Photoshop, but let me share something with you. Now, that is how black ass should look.
Hold on. Garlic hip butt enlargement lifting essential oil. Are you fucking kidding me?
Hey, shh. Just let it happen.
Yeah, that's what I would call spicy lube.
I don't give a fuck what this says. I'm looking at that. This picture comes up and you're reading the bottle.
Yeah, but you're using
because I was curious. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I call it lecherous if you want. I thought, what is that, vag lube? Like, because it was a big old butt and a bottle with an eyedropper, and I'm like,
Polly, what's your Twitter?
It's clearly
it is at Polly_dub.
Look at that. Damn.
Yeah, so that's a little too big for my taste. But
what do you mean too big? Ain't no such thing.
Well, it's just to each their own. See, this one's nice.
No, see, this is another one. The only reason she looks like she has an ass is because her leg is bent. She got a tiny little butt.
Yeah, like I said, it looks nice. That looks like a dude.
That
I think that's a trap.
Damn.
I can't believe I follow Polly and this motherfucker doesn't follow me back.
I don't follow you?
Now that is too big, Jack.
Yeah, that's gross.
That's like, oh my God, what did you do?
I'd still bite it.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, I'd slap it and ride the wave, but
are you Irate Bear, Irate Alex? What are you?
Both.
Irate both, yeah.
Okay. Which one is your more active one?
God damn it.
Which is just follow Irate Bear because that's what I'm logged into at the moment.
Okay.
I'm trying to send you some chocolate love.
Oh.
From a channel that you may enjoy.
That sounds interesting and frightening.
Although I seriously doubt you'll enjoy the music. But it doesn't really matter, does it?
Oh shit, who did your background art? That's awesome.
What, for Irate Bear?
Yeah.
That was done by fucking hell, what's his name again? Used to do the cunt stream with Schmeckle.
Like even the coloring on it's fucking fantastic. It's all shaded and shit. Like that's
Yes, it is. Right, there we go. There's Polydub. And let's send him a DM.
Former RN. Yeah. Talk about not culturally translating well. You're a registered nurse?
We have to talk about one news story before
Uh-oh.
we wrap this whole thing up. Did you guys see the video of
Yes,
the
Samaj.
women?
Hey, Camel, thank you. Samaj is the one who drew that for me.
Nice.
This is
did a damn good job.
I don't know how well it's going to play, but these are women twerking on top of a car that is driving down a highway.
I hope they have a sudden stop.
Right?
Welcome to 2019.
Man, everything's just getting dumber.
We're celebrating it more.
Yeah. Like, your hope would be that they would fall off there and die. But realistically, they would fall onto another car. Now, are they responsible, or is the driver whose car they fell off of responsible?
Are you sure though? I just to offer a little bit of optimism. I don't think people are getting dumber. I just think social media is broadcasting the stupidity that's always been there. I think there
You
are
are
women
always so fucking optimistic. I'm going to kick you.
I think that there were women twerking in the middle of a campfire when we were cavemen because
I don't think so.
And they fell into the fucking fire because they're morons. I absolutely think so.
They were too busy running from dinosaurs and being raped.
Yeah.
Thank you, Johnny Hellcat. Use the eyedropper to wash your brown eye.
In the old days, natural selection filtered a lot of these people out.
Yes.
They were anomalies. Now we support them by keeping them alive, by having warning labels on every fucking thing. I bought a plastic tub at Walmart the other day, and the lid had a "Do not put a baby in this" sticker on it. It has a picture of a kid sitting in the tub with the big "Do not" slash through it. If you're that fucking retarded, you don't deserve to have children.
I don't disagree. We have too many warning labels. Remove the warning labels and see what happens. Let natural selection do its job. We're saving too many stupid people.
Yeah.
They're breeding and making even dumber people.
And they
I'd
have lots
go
of
one
them.
step further, you see, Jack. Do you remember not long after Trump won the election, there was that big gay parade through Washington? It was being led by that fucking uber queer at the front who kept twerking.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we need to just wipe them out. Like, there needs to be a government program in place, you know, just to put them down.
A sort of solution, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be final as such. We just need strategically placed snipers.
Yeah, that could work. You know, if worse comes to worse, we could try and get everyone to go camping. And I'm just saying, you know, sometimes idiots have to be
I would like to propose a piece of technology that you may promote, and it's called the cattle grid press.
Oh yes, I've heard of this.
Just a giant cattle grid with a big ass press above it, and just march those people through there. Someone's there to press the button. Kira, snap your quiz. I rate better 19.
I think we just let nature take its course and we'd be a lot better off. Yeah, there might be some people who cry, but it'll be okay.
Well, we'd get back to a little bit of personal responsibility where people have to kind of take responsibility for being dumbasses. If it used to be, if you did something stupid, people were like, yeah, you were being stupid. Now they're like, oh my God, you should sue. This is something I'm very passionate about, as you can tell.
No, I
really hate dumb people.
I remember being very young when they started putting the warnings on children's capes that you can't really fly because a couple of little dumbasses jumped off roofs wearing capes.
Yeah, because their parents are irresponsible dumbasses who would let their kids go on the roof and not know what their kids are up to.
Superman can take off from the ground. I've seen him do it. Why didn't you try that?
Well, you know, clearly they needed a running start, and the roof was a good place for that or some shit. I don't know. Kids are dumb. I don't have any, so I just assume they're all sort of retarded.
Kids are not smart, and they have no life experience, and they're children. And when their role models, the people charged with keeping them safe and teaching them, are fucking morons themselves. Sorry, Polly, you're wrong. People are just getting dumber.
I'm sorry, I'm watching this video that Bear sent me. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
The dum-dums are just surviving longer.
They are. We've removed natural selection and we're paying for it.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the sad shamus you see at like Walmart and your big box stores, and they're driving the little scooters when they should be walking, and they're like 500 pounds of slobbery. You can't get away from it, and you're just disgusted by them, and you're not allowed to do anything. And they're too heavy to shove into traffic.
I disagree with you, Monkey, on this.
Oh, okay. You think people aren't getting dumber?
No, because if that was the case, we would have all drowned in dribble by now.
That maybe that's what's really happening.
That's
not
why the oceans are rising.
Yeah. It's
you,
the drool quotient.
And they're all on the coast anyway, right?
Yeah, that shit ain't ice caps melting. That's fucking drool.
All right,
that's how
so
rivers are made.
what we need to do is put together a slideshow and film it and release it as an irresponsible fact, and make a bunch of money like Al Gore did.
Johnny Hellcat says, you're not wrong, Bad Comic Reviews. I love my kids, but they're still young and dumb. Kids are dumb. They need guidance. And what used to happen was the dumb people, if they could manage to figure out how to breed, they would accidentally kill their kids. And we've removed that as a possibility by putting a fucking warning label on everything. I'm not looking for kids to die. I would prefer to just castrate these people first.
Taking your rights away since 2018. Ransom.
Forced sterilization. Nice plan.
I would let them still have their cocks. It would just be in a jar on the shelf where they couldn't do any damage with it.
VB,
I feel like that's
mate. She's complaining about our stepson, who's now at the teenage years and has started with the attitude.
Yep, teenagers, attitude and horniness. Good job, or nature. You fucked that one all up.
Yeah, he's turned into a bundle of joy recently.
Oh yeah,
he's mostly aiming it at his mother because he knows better and not aim it at me. I won't fucking stand for that shit.
See, that's another thing. You're not allowed to just murder your kids anymore. Back when when I was growing up, you could murder your kids and it was fine.
It was fine, was it?
It was fine.
Yeah, your parents and grandparents be like, "Go cut yourself a switch, boy, because I'm gonna beat you with it."
Yeah,
that's definitely one of my favorite Americanisms right there. Pick a switch. I really like that.
I never had to do that because my father made a paddle that go find the paddle. Like, thanks. Here you go, Mom. Yeah, I tried once. I couldn't find it. She's like, you better find it. I'm going to spank you twice. I'm like, oh, I found it.
Oh, here it is.
Here it is.
I love that there was some kind of choice in it. My mom grabbed what was closest at hand: wooden spoon, a fucking belt, whatever. You know,
yeah, my mom would use her hand, and she had sovereign rings on every finger. Oh.
Yeah, my mom had the wooden spoon, but if she really wanted you to be in pain, she'd be like, "Wait till your dad gets home."
Oh yeah,
yeah, that scared the shit out of me.
That's when it hurt.
My mom couldn't often pull that one. Because like dad would be out to sea for 6 months. Like he ain't gonna remember that shit. Oh God. All right, guys. Man, we've been at this for a while now. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Chat, thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you for the donations. You guys are amazing. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that and how much I appreciate you just for hanging out and watching. We're gonna start with you tonight. Jack, anything you wanna shill?
Nah, just go subscribe to my channel. If you want to watch some comic reviews. Otherwise, I'm on Wednesdays with Polly on Polly's channel.
Thank you, Johnny Hellcat. My dad was a logger. He had free range of wooden objects at his disposal. Ooh.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Dax, anything you'd like to shield today, sir?
I think a certain bear might have made another video on Irate Alex.
Yes, I put out the last Amberlin Reed video that I'm ever going to do.
Bear, wait. Bear, is there anything you'd like to show?
Yes, of course there is, Rantamaki. A couple of things. Thank you very much for offering me the opportunity. Guys, you can go watch the last ever Amberlin Reed I'm ever going to do, which is now linked in the chat there. Also, this afternoon, if you're American, or this evening, if you are GMT and further forward in time, we have the Redneck Radio over on Bloodwing's channel. That should be starting at 2:30 Eastern, and I believe that's 7:30 GMT. So work it out from there. And go follow the Irate Alex Twitter account, which is at Irate Alex.
You just didn't want him getting 2 because I posted his stuff.
I wanted to. I wanted the chance to stop him so I could do what I always do and give him the opportunity. He jumped right in there, like stop.
You're ruining his host shtick. I mean,
yeah, this is the only format I have. Polly, anything you'd like to show?
Yeah, I've showed it a few times before in this stream, but yeah, why not one more time? The link in the description to my channel where Jack Inquisitor and I do comic book curation every Wednesday. We just did one, well, yesterday, but a few hours ago. It was a lot of fun. We talk extensively about Brie Larson's ass, and then we move on to other fake butts and things of that sort. Anyway, we have our little fun talking about comic books, things in and around them. And Shady Grin, who's often up in the chat, joined us as a guest. We wanted him on for a while and finally got him on, so that was cool. And Vanilla Bear says, Polly, make a thumbnail. I did make a thumbnail. You can go there and see it. It's a black cat popping a bottle of champagne between her big tits because
Nice.
Happy New Year. Yeah. So, yes, by all means, go check it out and like and subscribe if you like what you see.
Like and subscribe if you don't like what you see, guys.
True.
Today at 12 Eastern, I will be, that's noon, not midnight. I will be on Midnight in Exile. Fuck, I can't say it again. Midnight in Exile's channel, doing a fun little show they do called Pitch. You can then find me at 9 p.m. Eastern on Lords of the Night on Satsu's channel. There is no game stream tonight, but if you do play on the open server, we will open that up after Lords of the Night tonight. I would like to thank Jack, Dax, Bear, and Polly. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Guys, I had a lot of fun. We will see you next time. Bye.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Penis.
You're a dick.